Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are pleased to honor our 2023 senior football players and their parents tonight. I'll be introducing the players and their parents and mentioning a few of their accomplishments, but we just want everyone to know that this group has done outstanding work and has still quite a bit of outstanding work ahead of them. So, our first senior tonight is Keaton Blake. Keaton is the son of Lori and Keith Blake. Keaton has played football for 2 years and was football manager for 2 years. Keaton will be attending Kansas State in the fall and studying mechanical engineering. Keaton Blake. Our next senior is Wyatt Boyd. Wyatt is the son of Pam and Buddy Boyd. Wyatt has played football for 4 years and lettered in 3. He was named second team All-League kicker in 2022. Wyatt plans on attending Saline Tech and studying fire science. He'll start working with the Saline Fire Department next semester. Wyatt Boyd, number 12. Our next senior is number 3, Nathan Friesen. Nathan is the son of Lisa and Jeremy Friesen. Nathan is a 4-year member of the football team, lettering 3 years, and was selected as All-League first-team running back in 2022. Nathan plans on attending Fort Hays State in the fall for nursing. Number 3, Nathan Friesen. Our next senior is Daniel Kerr, number 16. Daniel is the son of Jenny and Ryan Kerr. He is a 4-year member of the football team and a 3-year letter winner. Danny is a 2-year captain and selected as All-League first-team defensive back and All-State honorable mention in 2022. Danny will be attending Kansas State University in the fall. Number 16, Daniel Kerr. Our next Trojan senior is Zach Klenda. Zach is the son of Michelle Williams and Anthony Klenda. Zach has played football for 3 years. Zach plans on attending Fort Hays State and majoring in pre-med biology. Number 78, Zachary Klenda. Our next Trojan senior is number 50, Josiah Monday. Josiah is the son of Rachel and Andy Monday. Josiah is a 4-year member of the football team, lettering 3 years, selected as All-League first-team defensive lineman and All-State honorable mention in 2022. Josiah plans on attending Kansas State University and studying pre-med. Number 50, Josiah Monday. Our next Trojan senior is number 54, Trayton Olson. Trayton is the son of Shandy and Troy Olson. Trayton has played football for 4 years and lettered 3. Trayton plans on playing baseball and pursuing a career in agriculture and welding after high school. Number 54, Trayton Olson. Our next Trojan senior is number 66, Nathan Weller. Nathan is the son of Jacelyn and Michael Weller. Nathan is a 4-year member of the football team, lettering 3 years, was selected second team All-League offensive lineman in 2022. Nathan's currently undecided on his future plans. Number 66, Nathan Weller. And our next Trojan senior, number 13, Cameron Whitty. Cameron is the son of Michelle and Andy Fulton. Cameron is a 4-year member of the football team, lettering 3 years. Cameron plans on majoring in business in college. Number 13, Cameron Whitty. Now I want to tell you something about this group of young, fine football players. These senior players have been a part of 3 NCAA championships, 3 district championships, 3 regional championships, 2 sectional championships, and 2 sub-state runner-ups. They currently have a 37-3 record during their 4 years as members of the Trojan football team. The Trojan family, 37-3. The Trojan family would like to thank these student athletes for their hard work and dedication to the Trojan football program over the last 4 years. We have enjoyed watching you compete, and we will enjoy watching you compete the rest of this season. Thank you, seniors, for the leadership you've shown over the years and all you have done in representing SES. We also want to thank the parents for all the passion and support of the Trojans during the last 4 years. Your involvement in the Trojan football program is greatly appreciated. We look forward to seeing you at Trojan events in the future. Thank you again, our 2023 senior football players.
While you take a look at Southeast of Saline, and I know obviously we talk about them a lot in other segments, we talk about them a lot throughout the course of the game, but while we have time, I did want to take a look just at some of the impressive numbers that Southeast of Saline has put up this season. The Trojans, again, continue rolling along, ranked as the number 4 team in Class 2A according to K-Preps, and their numbers have been phenomenal so far this season. 7th in the state in Class 2A in scoring offense, 4th in total offense, and they've been just as good on the defensive end, where they are 4th in scoring defense, holding their opponents to just 8.3 points per game, and 7th in total defense, holding their opponents to just 183 yards per game. And I hate even bringing it up, but you do go back to the matchup between these two a season ago. Southeast of Saline led 46-0 at the end of the first quarter. They led 74-0 at the half, and even with the reserves in the game, they took the victory a season ago by a final score of 94-0. Looking through Southeast of Saline's schedule, and this is another thing that I wanted to highlight, we did this a season ago as well, and for the Trojans, I mean, they have played some excellent programs across the board. These have not been wins against schmucks. You look at Rock Creek, even in a rebuilding season, they are 4-2 in Class 3A. You take a look at a Beloit team that the Trojans dominated 52-6. They have bounced back to an even 500 slate. And then you go through a couple of the other teams that Southeast has played. Halstead does drop to 3-3, but they had gotten off to a really impressive start. Of course, Clay Center is still ranked as a top 5 team in Class 3A, and you want to talk about bouncing back. They came out and defeated Concordia 53-0. Last week. They will face Rock Creek tonight, and that should be a good one against a couple of common opponents that Southeast of Saline has seen. And then a week ago, against a really, really much improved Hillsboro program, they came in as the number 1 passing offense in the state of Kansas in Class 2A. SES was able to shut that down, and as we alluded to earlier, survive a slew of penalties in that game to come away with a 46-14 victory over the opposing Trojans. One more thing to take a quick look at here while we're talking southeast of Saline and while we're talking about what's coming up. Of course, next week, more than likely going to have a repeat of what we had a season ago, as the Trojans will hit the road and take on Ellsworth in what will be both a league and district championship for southeast of Saline, going for what would be a 5th consecutive league title and what would be a 4th consecutive district title. And you look at the other teams in southeast of Saline's district, of course, right now, SES and Ellsworth, the only 2 undefeated teams in district play. Halstead comes in this week at 1-2, as does Hillsborough, and then this Lyons program comes in at 0-2. That'll about wrap it up here briefly on Behind Enemy Lines, as we've taken a look at the Lions. Again, kickoff coming at you here in just a bit, but for now, we will step away, and when we come back, countdown to kickoff rolls on. You are listening right here on KINA and watching with live audio and video on the Salina Post.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Salina Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Salina Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Salina Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salinaortho.com.
For a century, the Farmall tractor transformed farming generation after generation. Today, legacy Farmall tractors and modern ones are found all around the world. Still incredibly reliable, still all-purpose as ever. To celebrate 100 years of Farmall, Case IH is giving away a Farmall Utility 75C tractor and $15,000. Join the celebration and enter for your chance to win. For contest details, contact CanEquip in Salina.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Back here on Countdown to Kickoff, our opportunity to sit down with head coach Mitch Gebhardt, southeast of Saline Trojans, as we get ready for a game here. It's senior night on campus, and the Lions are here. But we have some other things to talk about. Of course, the conversation with Coach Gebhardt brought to you by Frisbee Construction. And Coach, I know it's sometimes not normal, and I know how you are with your approach to every game. It's hard to get you out of the mindset of the game tonight with Lions. But I must ask you to step out of that frame just a little bit and just talk about last week and the scheduling and planning for the future. Is something kind of weird happened with the schedule that we'll see in 24 and 25, and that is the districts won't change.
Yeah, I've been around this for a long time, 30 years, and I've never had the situation where district is exactly the same. It'll be the same for 4 years in a row. So that was interesting, and I saw some other places throughout the state that happened the same way. So it's a good thing. I mean, we've played these teams. We kind of know them. They know us. So I'm kind of excited about the next 2 years in the district that we're put in.
It seemed like there for a few years we were stuck in we're in the middle of the state, so we can get sent anywhere, and nobody really had any former regulations for us. But the schedule right now that we're in is conducive to travel. Our longest road trips in this schedule that we're in right now was Rock Creek or Ellsworth. Well, now next year we'll get Kingman in there. We're basically switching out. We'll have the same schedule, but Rock Creek's falling off. Kingman is coming in, so not a bad schedule travel-wise either, is it?
No, it really isn't. And you're right. There for 4 or 6 years, we didn't know where we'd go, east or west, and it seemed like we got put in one that we were going to be on a bus quite a few hours. So this schedule seems really good as far as travel, you bet.
So let's switch gears back to football now. Talk about the game last week against the Hillsborough Trojans. One of the big challenges we talked about, Coach, was Hillsborough boasting the #1 passing offense in Class 2A in the state of Kansas. You guys were able to keep that in check pretty much. 140 yards passing is what you allowed. Only allowed 14 points. Talk about the game and your overall thoughts against Hillsborough last week.
I really thought our defense did a good job, to hold them down. They'd had, I think, 1,160 yards coming into that contest on the football in 5 games, and I was happy with the pass rush we had and the guys on the backside doing a good job of keeping those good receivers in check. Defensively, only gave up 1 touchdown to them, so I thought our defense played at a high level, did a good job of keeping us in the game, and our offense put them in bad spots 2 or 3 different times. I mean, we had 5 turnovers, and our defense just kept responding.
Talk about your defense, and I don't want to use the word exotic, but there were some different formations that you were using defensively. There were a couple of times Josiah Monday was standing up. You had 2 down defensive linemen just kind of filling those holes and blitzing around them. Talk about that look and what the kids did to handle that well.
Well, our kids are good at adapting. We keep our same rules and things like that, but move some kids around. We felt like that quarterback did such a good job of keeping the play alive. Maybe not running downfield and getting a lot of yards running the football, but just keeping plays alive. And we want to do some different things to either pressure him one way or another so we could get some kids to that side, or making sure we kept him inside the box there to put a little more pressure on him and then send some guys up the middle. But we felt like we needed to do some things a little bit different just to keep him pinned down and not be able to scramble around and find open guys. The longer those D-backs have to cover those guys, the harder it gets.
Offensively, your biggest output of the season, rushing and in total yards, 440 yards on the ground. That was supplemented with about $110 passing, 549 yards in total. But I know the first thing you want to talk about and the first thing that needed to be fixed from this game was those darn turnovers.
Yeah, I thought Hillsborough did a good job of ripping up the ball. And, I mean, that was a good learning lesson for us. We need to take care of the football. I don't remember the last time we had 5 turnovers in a game, and 4 of those were fumbles, and one of them was a bounced interception off of somebody's helmet. So, those 4 fumbles, it's just not acceptable. That's not the way we want to play football. We need to hang on to the football. So we had at least 3 guys, if not 4 different guys, fumble. So that's evidently something I'm doing wrong. So hopefully we got that corrected.
This offensive line, and you're playing with about 5 to 8 guys that are rotating through, kind of sharing time. They do everything seemingly well, but it seems like they really excel in the running game.
Yeah, they do a good job on both sides, and Coach Douglas does an outstanding job with the groups that he's had over the many years here, and pretty proud of these guys. We aren't the biggest group or anything like that, but it seems like they get to where they need to be and make a good block, and our backs are doing a good job of finding holes and running through them. So, I feel like we've gotten even better at getting to the second level with these kids too. So, pretty proud of the way they're working together.
Really a balanced rushing game when you look at it. Daniel Kerr had all the yards, it seemed like, but Nathan Friesen, not a night to sneeze at either. He was very effective, well over 100 yards, and had 4 touchdowns. It's the first time he's done it this season. Did it a couple of times last season. But really, offensively, this is probably the best rhythm-wise that your offense felt. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I do. And if it wasn't for those 5 fumbles, that's or 5 turnovers, and that's 5 more possessions that we had opportunities to score. I was a little disappointed we got inside the 7 or 8 yard line there, and we had second down, and we didn't punch that in. No. We didn't do some things well there, so disappointed with that. But overall, I felt like they got in a good rhythm running the football.
A week now after the 46-14 victory over Hillsborough, you have a chance now to prepare for the Lyons here tonight. How's your week gone for you?
We've had a good week, very good week of practice. Started out on Monday. JV did a good job winning the game there against Hillsborough, and it kind of continued through there. And we've had a good week of practice. Our Thursday practice was one of the better Thursdays we've had.
How do you approach this game? And I want to say this in all fairness, and I don't want to disrespect anybody, but Lyons is a team that struggled. Given the result that you had with them last year, where, if I remember correctly, the starters came out of the game for the most part in the first quarter because it did get out of hand pretty quick. How do you approach this with your football team? Is this a teaching moment that you can use somehow, some way to get through to your team on how to handle a game like this?
Well, and I think first of all, they've got a football team coming in that wants to win a game, and we've got to understand that. They haven't won a game this year, so I think everything that they do, I'm sure, is prepared to do the best that they can and try to get their first win of the season. And we need to understand that those guys are going to come in here and give us their best shot. Yep. So we got to approach it in that way. We've got to continue to get better, regardless of who we're playing. We try to go 1-0 every week, but on top of trying to go 1-0 every week, we try to get better. We're going to play some teams, hopefully down the road here, that are going to be awful good. And we've got to approach every week that with the process of we have to get better. We have to understand what we're doing better. We have to play as a team better also.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've touched on the other levels of Southeast of Saline football. How are the younger Trojans doing?
Junior high got a big win last night against Minneapolis. That was their last game. Both the A team and B team won, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Our JV played really well, probably our best JV game of the year against Hillsborough the other night, and I think it was 52-0. It was either 52-0 or 58-0. But I was really proud of our kids. Did a good job. Everybody got to play quite a bit, and that was a very good JV football game.
Big district game here tonight. It is senior night, and I know that's a special night for the football team and the guys that you have coming through. And it seems weird because the way that the schedule has gone and the success that you've had lately, you play 12, hopefully 13 games every year. Senior night's coming here kind of in the middle of the season, isn't it, when we look at a scope like that?
Yeah, I guess if you look at it that way, it kind of is. Yeah, this is our last scheduled home game, so it's an important night for us. These guys put in a lot of time and taking over the leadership for us this year, and they've been involved in a lot of good football at Southeast Saline. So awful proud of those boys, and I hope this football thing teaches them some life lessons.
You had a large, talented senior class last year that graduated. Seems like there are a lot of guys in that sophomore class, too, that's getting a lot of chatter. People are focusing on this class here that's seniors tonight that's celebrating their senior night. They're kind of stuck in the middle, aren't they? But this is a group that I think you're extremely impressed with.
I've been very impressed with these guys. If you go look at how many downs several of these guys have played over the last at least 3 years, and some of them played a little bit as freshmen. It's been an impressive situation. Their freshman, sophomore year, we didn't lose a JV game, and they were a big part of that. Pretty proud of the guys that have stuck with us and continued playing. 9 guys there, and they worked their tails off, and they deserve some of the success that they're getting.
And they will get that tonight. They will also have an opportunity to take on the Lyons. Coach, what are your keys? What do you want to see most from your guys here tonight?
Well, after last week, we obviously need to make sure that we're taking care of the football. It doesn't make any difference who we're playing. We've got to be able to not turn the ball over when we're on offense, and we've got to get first downs. Continue to get first downs. That's always a goal of ours. To keep the ball away from the other team. Defensively, we've got to continue playing 111 defense, put many hats to the football. And, I think our special teams did a good job last week, except for one of the kickoffs, and we got to continue to improve on that special teams.
Southeast of Saline head coach Mitch Gebhardt, his guys tonight at home. It's senior night as they take on the Lyons in another district game. Coach, best of luck to you. We'll talk to you at halftime.
All right, thank you.
Back with more Trojan pregame. Kickoff is right around the corner here on KINA.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Saline Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at SalinePainClinic.org.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
This has been Countdown to Kickoff. The opening kick is right around the corner.
It's about to get ugly.
Back to the stadium we go for Trojan football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Southeast of Saline. Steve Fritz Field. It seems like it's been a long time since we've back here just west of Gypsum. Back home tonight is the Southeast of Saline Trojans. Welcome in the Lyons. Southeast coming into this game, 6-game win streak to start the year, 6-0. Lyons coming in looking for their first victory at 0-6. Last week, Southeast Saline on the road at Hillsborough, who took on the number 1 passing offense in Class 2A and all but shut them down, coming out with a win 46-14. However, turning the ball over 5 times did Southeast Saline, 4 fumbles and a fluke interception that kind of went off the helmet of a Hillsborough Trojan.
coming into tonight, Southeast Saline 30 straight regular season wins. Just an unfathomable number. You look at this game last year between Lyons when Southeast traveled up there. It was all Southeast early and often as they finished that game off 94-0. Last week, Lyons took on Halstead and lost that game 52-6. Offensive numbers really just not there all year, especially last week. 5 of 17 passing the ball, 83 yards, and -4 rushing yards for the Lions. Weather tonight, it's windy. Very, very windy. It has been windy all day. It's about 54 degrees, wind coming out of the north, 20 to 25. And it's going to be there for this whole game. So look for that, maybe something to come into play. You know, if you're going north to south, it'll be in your advantage. And drop down to about 51 degrees. You know, it's going to hover right around 50 degrees as we get ready here to welcome in the voice of the Southeast of Saline Trojans, Devin Haney. And Devin, as we bring you in here tonight, we talked about last week, you know, really a big win, 46-14. But 5 turnovers, you know, Coach Mitch Gebhardt not happy about that at all. But to come out of that with a win at 46-14 after turning the ball over 5 times. Your overall thoughts last week before we jump into tonight?
Yeah, let's throw the but in there, right? I mean, you always have a statement where you say, well, this happened, but, and you go the exact opposite way. I'm going to start that out, and I'm going to say, yeah, you know, last week they had 5 turnovers, but they also had over 500 yards of total offense, their biggest output yardage-wise of the season. They also had their biggest game rushing-wise of the season. It seemed like Southeast of Saline could line up in whatever running play they wanted to, and those 5 to 8 offensive linemen that were rotating up front, run blocking, would get them wherever they wanted to go, no matter who was carrying the football. And I say that without taking credit away from Daniel Kerr and Nathan Friesen because they're very good and they have big games. But I think the respect that the offensive line for Southeast of Saline earned and has been earning every single game as we've gone along, you got to remember, let's go back to week 1 here. The only name on that offensive line that was mentioned as a returner was center Nathan Weller. Everybody else is filling in. We're not talking about 4 guys. We're talking about 7 guys because they're rotating so many people through there. And I think this offensive line is just continually getting better and better and better, and they're earning people's respect 10, 15 yards at a time sometimes.
Yeah, you could. And let's talk about not really just last week when we bring in this offensive line. Let's go into the last 3 games where you've been tested. I mean, you ran into a great Clay Center team where you really kind of struggled, maybe, if you want to call it struggled in the first half. But you want to talk about a statement drive that offensive line really clicked together was that 19-play drive to start the third quarter.
Against the bigger school, against a school that's ranked in 3A, against a school that's on their home field, at a time where you really needed to have a statement drive. And I think that might be something that we continue to look back on as the season goes along as a defining moment in Southeast of Saline's season here in 2023 was that drive to open the second half at Clay Center. They seemed to carry that over into Hillsboro last week. I'm sure we'll see more of it here tonight. And just, you know, looking at this offense, it was not balanced last week. It was not typically what we see out of Southeast. And one may say, well, that's good because tonight you're going to have more of the same. As you mentioned, the wind blowing north-northwest 25 to 30 miles per hour. It's going to be that way as we go through here tonight. But I think Coach Mitch Gebhardt wants to challenge his senior quarterback to see if the southpaw can handle throwing into the wind, with the wind, sometimes against the grain, the crosswind, because this wind will blow northwest at times. And Daniel Kerr hasn't played in those conditions on the varsity level as of yet. We'll see what he can do here tonight and handle that as he warms up here on the sideline. Also want to remind you that Daniel Kerr is a starting quarterback no matter what level of football it is, varsity, JV, freshman, middle school, whatever. He's still undefeated. Yeah, and you talked about, senior night here at the Fritz and the seniors that got introduced here about 20 minutes ago, and they kind of went over the record that this class has had, and it, one loss. They've won multiple district titles, multiple, league titles here, in the NCAA, and I don't foresee it to be any change as we go into tonight. This game tonight is a prelude, I think, Russ, to what we may see next week. And now that can be a little bit disrupted by Halstead tonight, because one of the games on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard that we'll keep an eye on tonight is Ellsworth and Halstead. Ellsworth takes their perfect record. They are tied right now with Southeast of Saline as far as points, as far as overall record, and as far as district record. They take all that into Halstead to play the Dragons. Keep an eye on that game tonight. We'll keep you updated as this broadcast goes along. But if Ellsworth can come out of that game with a win and set up the big matchup, if Southeast can win this game here tonight, we're going to be right back where we were last year. We're going to go to Ellsworth next Friday night with a district and a league title on the line.
Yeah, and that, you hit the nail on the head. It's lining up to be the carbon copy of what it was last year. Southeast Saline's going to win the toss, Devin, and they elected to take the football.
Let's get ready to go. Southeast of Saline, and they're all purple jerseys. Purple tops, purple pants, purple helmet with a Trojan on the side. They will receive against the Lyons team wearing blue pants, white jersey, and a white helmet with their Lion logo on the side. Lions will kick it away into the wind here. Actually, with the wind at their back. Southeast of Saline took the football, Lions took the wind, and we are underway. It is week number 7, high school football. Glad you could join us here on KINA and also SalinaPost.com. Nathan Friesen jumps up to stab the football at the 10, and look out, Friesen might house this to start the game. He has 2 Lions to beat. Cuts back at the 40, stumbles his way down to the 31-yard line. Nathan Friesen starts things out with a big play on a kick return, and Southeast of Saline will bring their offense out to start with quarterback Daniel Kerr at the 31-yard line, short field in front of the Trojan offense.
Yeah, fielded that one right there about the 15-yard line. Had one guy to beat and tried to put a move on the kicker. And one guy, Chase, was able to get him down from behind. Nonetheless, good starting field position tonight.
Nathan Weller has his guys ready to go at the 31-yard line. First down and 10, first offensive play of the game. 2 wide receivers to the left, Wyatt Boyd a single to the right. Friesen in the pistol directly behind Kerr in the backfield. First play of the game goes to Friesen. Nathan into second level. Stutter steps his way to the 20, now to the 19. It's a gain of 12 on the first offensive play of the game. And Southeast of Saline is in the Can Equip Red Zone, brought to you by Case IH.
Yeah, last week on the ground, Southeast Saline, you talked about the imbalance, only 109 yards passing, but 440 yards on the ground.
Trojans ready to go again. Here's motion with Cameron Woody. They hand it off, jet sweep to the right-hand side. Woody looking for a block. He plants that leg, cuts back up inside, and Cameron Woody close to a first down as he flirts with a 10-yard gain on the first carry of the game for senior Cameron Woody. It is senior night. 2 seniors getting involved in the rushing game right now, and Whitty does break off 11 yards on first down. 23 yards and 2 plays for Southeast. First down and goal from the 9. Everybody wearing purple now, looking over to the sideline, getting the offensive call. Tucker Thaxton is a solo wide receiver to the long side of the field on the near side. Kerr, low snap, puts it in the belly of Friesen. Friesen makes one jab cut to the left, and he's going to score. A 3-play drive for Southeast of Saline, a total of 31 yards on the drive, and Southeast of Saline into the end zone with Nathan Friesen from 9 yards away.
And that goes back to what we just talked about right before kickoff. We've talked about this offensive line and how well they have been gelling together and just creating huge holes on those 3 plays. Keaton Blake, Josiah Monday, Nathan Weller, Brody Chambers, Kendall Miniman doing a great job on that first drive when really you only had 3 plays to show it, and they showed out well.
Friesen had 4 touchdowns along with about $150 worth of yardage last week at Hillsboro. They'll direct snap it to Friesen this time, and look at that hole up front. That's exactly what you and I were talking about, Russ. You could drive a Mack truck through that hole as Friesen walks it in on the 2-point conversion. We are underway. 10:59 left to go. Southeast of Saline goes down the field. They score first and lead 8-0. It's Trojan football here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
The guys wearing purple all the way down the field, and they are able to have a 3-play drive, 31 yards. Nathan Friesen doing most of the heavy lifting. He, including the 2-point conversion play, ran the ball 3 out of the 4 plays, and he is able to take it into the end zone for another touchdown. And Marshall Motors scoring drive recap puts the Trojans up 8-0. Here's the kickoff. Wyatt Boyd. It's going to bounce off of a Lion. Now go to the 25-yard line. Will be returned to there. Big play maybe coming up for the Lions, but they're going to run out of bounds. Ethan Luck looked like he had some space over on the far side, but then elects to just take it out of bounds. And the Lions offense will come out. They'll face a Trojan defense that looks like this up front, led by Josiah Monday. They also have Drew Weller, Brody Chambers, Bryson Lippold, also Deacon Bear rotating in as well. The corners tonight will be Malachi Hopkins and Wyatt Boyd. Daniel Kerr will play limited defense tonight. Tucker Thaxton will step into his linebacker/nickel corner spot. Grady Gebhardt leads the team in tackles from his linebacker spot, along with Cameron Whitty and Nathan Friesen. Gannon Jacobson is your safety. Here's a sweep to the right-hand side. Lions looking for space, and they are going to be wrecked and taken down for a loss on the play. Quarterback Deacon Showalter, a junior on that play for Lions.
Yeah, and Showalter, now these stats are on Max Prep, so take them for what they're worth, but 9 carries for -9 yards coming into tonight, and loses 1 on the first play tonight. Like I said last week in the open, -4 rushing yards in the whole game for Lions.
They have not even 30 rushing yards on the season, and they've only scored, passing and rushing, a total of 2 touchdowns this year. 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. 2nd down and 11 for the guys wearing blue and white here from Lyons. They'll try to sweep it off to the left-hand side. Showalter keeping it in. He's going to get the yard back that he lost on 1st down. I'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Ball will be put down just outside of the 35-yard line.
Good job right there by those front 3 reading that. Brody Chambers on the far side got away from his block and did exactly what he needed to do and closed the quarterback down back inside. Pitchman was well taken on the outside by maybe Tucker Thaxton over there.
3rd down and 10 from the 35. Lions spending a lot of time here in the huddle. Still have plenty of time on the play clock as they look to attempt a 3rd and long. 3 wide receivers come trotting out to the near side. It's the right-hand side of the field. 1 to the left. Still a running back remaining in the backfield as well. 3rd down and 10. Lions taking this play clock now down inside 10 seconds. Shifting the running back. Taking the play clock down to 3. There's the snap for a 3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Showalter gets by with the first guy, Josiah Monday, then loses the football, and Southeast of Saline came storming in by committee. Josiah Monday was almost running too fast that time, Russ, but it's going to be a big loss on the play. It's a loss of 5 for the Lions, and that'll bring up 4th and 15.
And when your defensive end can come in untouched like that and runs by the quarterback on his second of his 3-step drop, not going to have much time to throw the ball, just unable to put the brakes on enough right there to bring down the quarterback, as now they're going to bring out the punt team. And I think we're going to see this as a common theme at Lions, running the play clock all the way down under 5 seconds.
With the wind, Cameron Whitty and Tucker Thaxton have backed up inside of their own 30-yard line. Going to respect the wind here and what it may do to this football as the football gets up, and it does carry. It will be Thaxton, it looks like, scooping it up at the 29-yard line. Watch Thaxton coming into the near side, looking for more. He has it 35, 36, 37, and then he's brought down there. Southeast of Saline comes out with their 2nd drive of the game, leading 8-0 as we are underway in the first quarter. 8:15 left to go. Trojans now coming out after each team has had a crack at it. Southeast of Saline scored, and then they forced a 3-and-out against the Lions. Yeah, we'll be contrasting that, won't it, Russ, between these two offenses. Southeast of Saline mashing that gas pedal through the floorboard, and meanwhile Lions just trying to chew up as much time as they can, trying to play possession football. Here's the pitch out. Goes to Grady Gebhardt. Gebhardt looking for a crease on the right-hand side. Has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Across the 50. Still on his feet. 45 into Lions territory and finally piled up at about the 42-yard line. What a carry that time by Grady Gebhardt. It goes for 21 yards.
And last year, Grady Gebhardt was the leading rusher in this game with 3 touchdowns. Most of those coming in the second half last year's. Now they're looking to go fast once again.
23 by the sophomore tailback that time. They go heavy on the left-hand side. Kerr wants to throw that way. Thaxton has it in the flat. Puts a Lions defender down on his rear and then takes it to the 26-yard line. Gain of 14 on the pitch and catch. First pass attempt of the game for Southeast of Saline. Goes to Tucker Thaxton.
Yeah, put on the brakes quick, make a move. His start and stop is phenomenal.
Now at the 26-yard line. Long side of the field to the right-hand side. There's two receivers over there. Kerr hands it out to Gebhardt, straight up the middle. Gebhardt into the second level, cuts it to the left-hand side, inside the 15, down to the 14, and a gain of 12 for Grady Gebhardt. Already 35 yards for the sophomore here in this game.
And that last play, Devin, on that far side, it looked like he was running, they're parallel with the sideline, but Grady's going to plant that foot and go north and south.
Back in the Case IH Red Zone in southeast of Saline, brought to you by Canic Whip in South Salina. Kerr fakes the pitch out, rolls out to the right-hand side, gets it to Evan Watkins. Evan Watkins into the end zone for a touchdown. Evan Watkins takes it in from 12 yards away. Southeast of Saline now has a passing touchdown to their credit.
Good play fake right there by Daniel Kerr, running that reverse sweep fake to Grady Gebhardt. Sold it extremely well, and it was able to roll out, froze the defensive back who was there to cover, and Watkins just getting by him, and Kerr throwing it right at the numbers and then getting right into the end zone. 2-point conversion, a swinging gate, direct snap to Grady Gebhardt, and he's going to walk in easily just like Nathan Friesen did on the first one.
7:14 left to go here in Gypsum. It is senior night in southeast of Saline. Out of the gates quickly. They lead at 16-0, and it's brought to you by our friends at New Image Audio in Salina.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
Salina Post and KINA, your home for all things Trojan. The Southeast of Saline Trojan sports stream live on the Salina Post, and you can always listen at 910 AM, 107.5 FM, or at 910KINA.com.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
4-play drive that time for southeast of Saline. A little bit longer, though, as they got the football back at their own 30-ish yard line. Grady Gebhardt, a couple of key plays on that drive as he was able to take 2 runs for 35 yards. The scoring play, a pass from Daniel Kerr to Evan Watkins for 12 yards. Gebhardt got the 2-point conversion, and it's 16-0 southeast of Saline. That scoring drive recap brought to you by Marshall Motors.
That scoring drive took 1 minute and 1 second.
Pretty quick. Here's Wyatt Boyd now. He will kick this one into the wind again. Lyons will bobble it at the 20-yard line. It bounces back to the 18. Now they got to scramble for it, and things don't go well there for Lyons as a big pileup at the 20-yard line. Killian Vaughn in on the tackle for southeast of Saline.
And that's a name we've mentioned quite a bit here in the second half of this regular season, is Killian Vaughn coming down with his hair on fire, breaking down and making the right tackle.
Lyons back out here. They will take over at the 20-yard line. The last game on the schedule here at home as Steve Fritz Field for southeast of Saline, but as everyone knows, there could be additional ones coming up through the postseason.
And as we go through, we'll check on some scores from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard on some area and NCAA scores.
3 wide receivers to the right. They're going to throw it out to the left. They had a total of 5 that time. It's going to be complete as southeast of Saline rallies to the ball quickly. A positive play for Lyons there on first down as they get 6 yards on that play.
Great job by the wide receivers on the far side out there, picking up the blocks early and getting the ball out quick right there to allow that wide receiver to make one move, beat one guy, and get 6-7 yards on the play.
Detrell Stanley, the receiver on that play. 2nd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. 3 wide receivers now to the right. They still have 2 to the left. Here's a screen out to the other side. And this one close to a first down. Just a little bit of a strange formation here, Russ. I want you to talk about it. They continue to do it. A couple of the linemen for Lyons are standing up instead of going down into a stance.
Yeah, it almost looked like the left and right tackle maybe are in kind of that squatted 2-point stance, just with one leg behind the other, setting up for a pass block, knowing that they probably have to be standing up with these defensive ends for southeast of Saline.
Gain of 5 there and a first down for Lyons. Moves the football out to the 31-yard line. Midway through the first quarter, 16-0, southeast of Saline. 2 wide receivers on each side. All the linemen standing up this time, except the center. of course, who grabs the football, and straight ahead goes Deacon Showalter from his quarterback spot, and he's going to get 1 on first down.
Yeah, and Deacon Bayer coming over from that nose tackle position, just going lateral with the line of scrimmage. Good job filling that A gap as Showalter tried to cut up in there, and number 73 right there to cut him down right at the ankles.
Line of scrimmage now moved to the 32 after a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9 coming up here for Lyons. As we talked about, they will continue to possess the football as time trickles down, trying to stay in the neighborhood, so to speak, with Southeast of Saline in this game. This is a very powerful Trojan football team. 3 wide receivers stacked on the right-hand side. Showalter wants to run that way. Takes it off the sprint speed option, and he will come across the 35-yard line to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 4 and brings up third down.
And Showalter so far not doing a bad job. As soon as that ball gets to him, he's planting that back foot in the ground and going off on these design runs. And he's really, barring one play, he's 3 to 4 yards down the field before Southeast makes contact with him.
Third down and 4 coming up here for Lyons. Their own 38-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers on each side. They have a running back that will be directly behind the quarterback here on this play. Play clock down to 5. They'll snap it there. Here's a little head and shoulder fake and a nice crossing route, and Lyons is going to bring this one across midfield. The ball comes loose, but the receiver already down for Lyons. That was a beautiful play there on the slant route that went to, once again, Detrell Stanley. He's going to move it across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 14.
And Stanley, just a freshman coming in. That was a beautifully ran slant route, about 7 yards. Plant that outside foot, turn inside. Just a great route, and even a better ball by Showalter to hit him right in the numbers.
So Lyons in Southeast of Saline territory for the first time tonight. 3:51 left to go here in the first quarter. Remember back to this game last year, it was ugly quick. 45 points, 46 points, I think, scored in the first quarter. 72 at halftime by the Southeast of Saline team. They ended up winning that a year ago, 94-0. And everybody wearing purple got put in the game that night. Here's a run now by Showalter on the quarterback keeper again. He's going to be pushed back on the other side of the 50 to the 49. There'll be a loss of 3 yards.
And the front 3 did a good job right there of getting off the blocks, as that was just a direct snap run right up the middle. And not sure if you're Lions, if you can live and die by running up the middle of the field on this Trojan defense.
Second down and 13, maybe 14 here for Lions, as they are at their own 49-yard line after a loss of 3 on that play. 5 wide receivers again for the Lions. There's a guy in motion. They're going to try a jet sweep over that side, and Southeast of Saline sees that every day in practice from their own offense. They're going to stop that for a minimal gain. It's a gain of 1 and brings up third down and 12. On the carry that time for Lions, Ethan Luck.
And Tucker Thaxton coming up from about 9 yards deep in the secondary to make that tackle for a loss of 1 yard. So a good job by Tucker to recognize that and go with the motion and come up.
Nose of the football sitting at the 50-yard line. Third down and 12.
And you remember that you talked about last year, Lions only crossed the 50 one time in that whole game last year.
I did not remember that. Thanks for forcing me to remember that. Yeah, it was rough. From the 50 here, third down and 12. Play clock down to 1. They're going to snap as Showalter under pressure, steps up, gets away from the pressure. Now the second level of Trojan defenders converge on him, and it will be a gain of 4 yards back to the 47-yard line. So nice job getting out of pressure that time. And a gain of 4 by quarterback Deacon Showalter. 7 carries, 1 yard so far for the junior quarterback.
And his vision, he's evading that first blitzer that comes through there, unblocked, and he just sidesteps him and comes up. And I think on that one, if he pulls up, instead of taking that extra 3 yards, both corners on this side, corner and outside linebacker, came in to stop the run and left both Lions receivers open down the field.
Lions gives a look. They're going to go for it. 4 wide receivers on the left-hand side. 4th down and 7. About a minute left to go here in the first quarter. Showalter lets it go. Has a receiver. It's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage. Some work to do for Lions. They're going to be forced out of bounds and will turn over on downs over on the far side. Detrell Stanley again in on the catch that time, but as I said, he was behind the line of scrimmage and had some work to do. He'll get 4 on the play.
And that's 3 catches for Stanley tonight. And coming into this game, it only shows him playing in 2 games and having 2 receptions for 53 yards.
Southeast of Saline will take over at their own 42-yard line. Third possession of the night for the Trojan offense. They are 2 for 2 thus far, leading 16-0 as we look to close out the first quarter here. Jet sweep, left-hand side. Cameron Woody has a first down and more, crosses the midfield stripe, and then hit a little bit late here out of bounds on the Trojan sideline. Woody jumps up. He'll go back to the huddle, though, as he was ran out of bounds at about the 42-yard line with 1:02 left to go. So from 42 to 42, it's a gain of 16 for Cameron Whitty.
A great job blocking on the outside out there by Tucker Thaxton.
Trojans ready to go again from the 42. Here's Friesen. Bounces it out to the right-hand side. Now turns it up the field, and he'll be brought down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 11 for Nathan Friesen. Already 3 carries, 32 yards for Friesen.
Again, early in this first quarter, Southeast averaging got to be well over 10 yards a play.
10 plus. First down and 10 now at the 30. 2 wide receivers left. Kerr wants to roll and look that way. Now he's going to come back to the middle of the field. Gets hit, though, and lost the football. But the good news for Daniel Kerr is 3 purple jerseys were the first ones to converge on it. It's going to be a big loss on the play for Southeast of Saline, but they do keep the football. And the referees are going to back this up and spot Southeast of Saline all the way back at the 38-yard line. It's a loss of 8. So Kerr lost the football. Now they'll go back to Friesen. He's going to pick it right back up. Friesen looking for the first down and more. Friesen into the zone. Nathan Friesen from 38 yards away. And his second touchdown of the night.
And really, the play kind of just developed right there. He had to beat one guy at the line of scrimmage, which I'm going to put money on number 3 every time he makes it. But one cut and then just outran that whole secondary, really the second level to the third level of Lyons. And a good job once again by that offensive line of clearing a hole, like you said earlier, that a Mack truck could drive through. And now 5 carries for Friesen and 2 of those touchdowns.
4 carries.
Sorry, 4.
38 yards on that one. Kerr going to the back of the end zone, and there's Tucker Thaxton standing, catching, and scoring a 2-point conversion. 17.6 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Southeast of Saline's 3 for 3 on their drives, and they lead at 24-0 on KINA.
Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina has been named Dealer Raider in 2023 for Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. What's that mean? It means when you buy a vehicle at Home Automotive, you will receive the absolute best in service now for the 11th consecutive year in Abilene and the first for the new Salina location. Home Automotive just keeps exceeding your expectations because you are the #1 priority, and that is just one reason why. When you shop at Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina, you're going to be glad you did.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Southeast of Saline has 3 scoring drives, one of 3 yards, one of 4 yards, and now another one of 4 yards. They are 3 for 3 on their 2-point conversion attempts, and with 17.6 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it is 24-0 Southeast of Saline. Your Marshall's Motor scoring drive recap on that one. Nathan Friesen's 4th carry of the night, his 2nd touchdown. 2-point conversion went from Kerr to Thaxton. Friesen's run of 28 yards to the end zone.
Some other scores we'll check on.
38 yards.
38 yards. In the NCAA Sacred Heart at Smith Center. Ellsworth at Halstead, a big one we talked about in this district. Republic County at Ellis. Minneapolis versus Whitewater Remington. Beloit at Concordia. And also another one to pay attention to, Rock Creek at Clay Center.
Some good matchups that have a little bit of purple from Southeast of Saline in them. Here's the kickoff. Lyons looking for the return. And again, heading directly to the sideline that time for the Lyons is Ethan Luck. He doesn't really want to seem like he wants to press his luck in the middle of the field against this Trojan return team. The coverage team, excuse me.
Yeah, and just really nothing. He kind of gets where he thinks he can turn the corner and sees a purple jersey and just takes a hard left and runs out of bounds.
Officials looking to put this one down, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of the 30. I think they're going to spot him out of bounds at the 29. So Lyons will take over there. Early scores, you mentioned Smith Center, the Redmen going against the Knights of Sacred Heart tonight, and Smith Center's up early on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard over Sacred Heart 6-0.
Ellsworth up 14-0 on Halstead at the end of one.
Oh boy. Ken Ellsworth and Southeast on a collision course, it seems, for a game next week in Bearcat Country. Here's a fumble, and just swallowed up, taken down is Deacon Showalter. It's going to be all the way back to the 20-yard line, and a loss of 9 on that mishandling of the shotgun snap for Deacon Showalter.
And that'll be the last play of the first quarter.
We are at the end of one, and Southeast of Saline leads at 24-0. You're listening on KINA and watching live stream video on SalinaPost.com, meshed with the radio broadcast, presented by our friends at New Image Audio in Salina.
Stardust Trophy Downtown Salina has all the cool football medals and trophies your team needs for its players when their practice session pays off in big wins. Choose from tons of trophy styles and customize it exactly as you want. Stardust Trophy even has special trophies just for fantasy football leagues. Just for fun, choose football bobblehead trophies. Got an autographed or special football? Show it off in a special acrylic showcase from Stardust Trophy. 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
Does your free checking put more cash in your account? Does it give you free access to ATMs nationwide? If not, tap into super-powered free Kasasa Cash Banking Checking at the Bank of Tesket. Visit bankoftesket.com to learn more. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact the Bank of Tesket for details. Member FDIC.
We're growing your way. We're the Bank of Tesket.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Steve Fritz Field to start second quarter action. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel, Brian Dennett providing live stream video. Thank you very much, Brian. You can watch that free of charge on SalinaPost.com. 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. It is second down and long after they lost 8 yards on first down. Showalter back to pass. Now steps up in the pocket. He is going to be tattooed and dropped by Bryson Lippold. What a play that time by Bryson Lippold, closing in on the Lions quarterback and taking him down at about the 20-yard line.
And Bryson read that play extremely well from that outside linebacker position. Kind of dropped back into coverage, rolled out just a little bit, and then came up and just made the great form tackle right there on the quarterback.
No gain on the play. Third down and 18. Lions will put 2 wide receivers on each side, still having a running back in the backfield. Showalter looking for the snap. Wants to run it out. Speed option right-hand side and runs right into Deacon Bear. Bear will take him down at the 20. Again, no gain on the play.
And how impressive, Devin, has Deacon Bear been in his first year that we've seen him at that nose tackle position, clearly undersized at only 170 pounds and probably maybe 5'9" with cleats on.
And that's kind of the theme of this team, though, is they're undersized all over the place, but it just doesn't matter. I mean, they get things done. I hear that about their offensive line all the time. I've heard opposing coaches say how undersized the Southeast of Saline is. But, man, it's really a nice mix, though. They are a nice mix of speed and strength. And now they are checking on one of the Lions players that came up hurt after that play. And both teams are going to go to their respective sidelines. Gives us a chance to check on the schedule that we'll be keeping an eye on here. We've touched on a few games on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Russ, what else are we watching?
Yeah, just some other games in the area. Another good one just north a little ways in town in Salina. Salina Central taking on Goddard. A couple good teams really in Class 5A. Salina South at Goddard Eisenhower. And Abilene, the turnaround that they've had from the last, winless how many years to 5-1 now on the road at Augusta.
Abilene's only loss is to Clay Center, correct?
Correct. El Saline at Washington County. Chapman at Heston. Harrington at Solomon. The powerhouse in Class 3A that this Southeast team ran into a couple years ago, Andale, and their 55-game winning streak, once again stepping up and playing probably the second to third best in Class 3A for the second week in a row. Cheney And
both of those teams are 6-0.
Yeah, we'll try to follow that one pretty close to get a score. Last week Andale playing Wichita Collegiate really wasn't a game in the beginning. The score was not what we're used to seeing Andale score, but what they're holding opponents to is what we're used to seeing. And then another one, a big one in Class 2A out in western Kansas, Larned at Hoisington. Hoisington 6-0, Larned 5-1.
So some scores that we will keep an eye on here as we're awaiting Lyons to come out on the field here and presumably put their punting unit onto the field. Also a chance for us to remind you that the Gypsum Fall Festival is coming up October 21st. You can see a full list of events, and it is a full list. Thanks for the kids, thanks for the adults, thanks for everybody at the Gypsum Fall Festival, October 21st, coming up already next weekend.
And a quick one, end of first, Smith Center 6, Sacred Heart 0.
Punt formation here for Lyons. A little rugby-style kick that's going to be fired off to the right-hand side. It's going to take one bounce and then go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So Southeast of Saline will take over in Lyons territory. Their first possession of the second quarter with 10:41 left to go here before halftime. It is 24-0. Southeast of Saline.
Offense comes back on the field. Great starting field position at the Lyons 40-yard line. And so far, Devin, 11 plays for Southeast of Saline in this game.
Yeah. Averaging a little over 2 points a play. Here's a lot of misdirection in the backfield. Ends up with Grady Gebhardt. He's going to go into the second level, be tripped across the 30-yard line, and he'll tumble his way to the 25. It's a gain of 15 for Grady Gebhardt.
I mentioned it last year is kind of where he had that breakout. We saw him get a lot of carries in that game against Lyons last year, and knowing coming into this year that a year older, a year stronger, a year bigger to see what he can do.
Full backfield once again with Friesen and Gebhardt both in the game. Kerr wants to fly it out. He's going to go left-hand sideline up. High-pointing the football is Tucker Thaxton. Put that one on the highlight reel once again for Tucker Thaxton as he went up and took the football off the helmet of a Lions defender, and it's another touchdown for Southeast of Saline. This time, Daniel Kerr to Tucker Thaxton, 25 yards away.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. The only thing that changes is a different helmet for Tucker Thaxton to go up and grab the football off of. Week in and week out, we've seen him make great plays, but that all starts up front once again by this offensive line. But what a beautifully thrown ball by quarterback Daniel Kerr.
Had the wind at his back, and it carried just the right amount to land with number 22 in the back of the end zone, Tucker Thaxton. Here's the swinging gate now. Kerr trying to take care of it. He's going to tuck it away and then flip it up into the back of the end zone to Cameron Whitty. And another 2-point conversion for Southeast of Saline. Trojans lead at 32-0 early in the second quarter. Trojan football brought to you here tonight on Senior Night by New Image Audio.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
32-0 our score. Southeast of Saline leading over the Lions. Lions, glad you could join us here for Southeast Trojan Football. Once again, it's week number 7 already, Russ. Seems like we just started this.
Yeah, week number 7. It's more end of first quarter scores starting to roll in. Minneapolis 14, Remington 0. Andale Cheney we talked about, and at the end of one, surprise, 14-0 Andale.
Malachi Hopkins has to come over and spot the football here for Wyatt Boyd as that football kept falling off the tee for the kickoff. So Malachi will put it down. Wyatt will put it in the air, and this is a beautiful kick with the wind at his back. Wyatt Boyd is going to go ahead and house this one in the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback for Southeast of Saline's defense to work with here. That 25-yard pass play from Daniel Kerr to Tucker Thaxton down the left-hand sideline for a touchdown. good job by Thaxton keeping his feet in bounds. He was kind of pinned up not only with the back of the end zone coming up to him, but also that left-hand sideline. He was able to out-jump that defender. That is our Everhart Precision Ag pass of the game, the precision pass from Care to Tucker Thaxton. Those two have been a popular connection this year.
That may be their third connection for the Everhart Precision Ag pass of the game this year.
Seems like it's a weekly basis, doesn't it? Have to get Matt to get those guys some T-shirts or something, just wear them under their pads. First down and 10 from the 20 for Lyons. They're going to dispatch 2 wide receivers again on each side, go 2 by 2 as they start another possession. Here's the handoff, and it's going to go for a loss of 1 for the Lions. Isaiah Braxton, a sophomore, on that first down play.
Brody Chambers making the tackle, coming over from that left defensive end spot, coming down the line to make the tackle.
Brody Chambers making a stop. Go southeast. No gain, second down.
I say no gain on the play as he got back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 coming up from the 20. El Saline, boy, they've gotten hot here as of late. And at the end of the first quarter, El Saline leads Washington County 34-0.
That game might be over at the half in an 8-man game.
Yes, sir. Second down and 10 here for Lions. This play is going to be whistled dead before it starts. And it's a delay of game. Lions has been going right down to the very bitter end of this play clock each time, and we're going to see this time they went too far. And they'll get a delay of game. They'll have to eat 5 yards, go back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and once again, getting back behind the sticks. Just about every possession they've had, at least one play coming from behind the original spot.
They wouldn't have stopped snapping the ball again this half then, would they?
Have a stoppage in play here from the lead official. He's going to come over and he's going to talk to Mitch Gebhardt. Conversation now between said official and Trent Douglas. Coach Gebhardt never said anything to Coach Douglas. I wonder what that was. You think it might have been still doing cozy after the game? You want to get burgers, right?
That might be the only thing I'd ask him.
Yeah. And then I would reply with yes, sir, no, sir. Second down and 15, second down and, 15, back at the 15-yard line. Here's a quarterback scramble. Bryson Lippold's going to grab the ankles this time of Deacon Showalter. Showalter got that penalty yardage back and then added 2 more. It's a gain of 7. And brings up second down and 7.
Third down and 7.
Third down, yep. That's what I meant.
And Showalter so far, if he's able to step up in the pocket, the coverage so good downfield and able to break through that line, he can get 4 or 5 yards before he meets a Trojan defender.
Big third down here for Lions. Third down and 7. So they're taking the play clock down to 5 once again. Showalter managing as much time here as he can. Here's a pass over to the right-hand side, and a pass that's going to be caught by Ethan Luck, and then he is tumbled out of bounds. Looks like Cameron Whitty's going to help him out of bounds over there on the side. And he's going to be short of the first down. The first down sticks was at the 30. Cameron Whitty's going to push the Lions receiver out of bounds at about the 27, it looks like, where they're going to pass the football to.
Yeah, Cameron Whitty not only took out the receiver over there at the far side, but when he shoved him out of bounds, he took over the far side line judge as well. Wasn't sure where they were going to spot that ball, didn't see the official, and then it saw him get up off the ground. So Whitty doing a great job over there of making that tackle and using that sideline to your advantage.
Fourth down and 4 now from the 27-yard line for Lions. They have the appearance where they may go for it here.
Like they reset the play clock. Clock's not running because he went out of bounds, so.
8:03 left to go here before halftime. Lions now look like they're going to go for it. Fourth down and 4. They need to get to the 30-yard line. And it's another flag flying in. This one by the official right in the middle of the defense. And it's illegal procedure against Lyons. So this will probably change things strategically now for the Lions. They'll go from 4th and 4 to 4th and 9. Football back to the 22-yard line.
And I think it's that lateral shift that the linemen put on, which if you watch film, you see them about every play. They do that shift side to side to switch gaps, and Lions just unable to hold down there.
4th down and 9. Lions will put the punt unit onto the field. Tucker Thaxton along with Cameron Whitty back deep here. Different guys getting their opportunity at special teams. Whitty and Thaxton standing between the 40 and 45, and another penalty. It's procedure penalty against Lions.
Yeah, and it was the far side gunner.
Holy cow.
Out over there just leaning forward. Really, probably could have called false start about 30 seconds before he did, kind of just waiting for him to fall over right there.
So back to the 17 we go. Punter now for Lions, nearly standing on his own goal line. Little rugby-style kick again. He's going to angle it to the right-hand side. It's going to go up and, boy, hit that wall of wind at the 35. It's going to bounce. I'm not sure where they're going to say it actually went out of bounds. They're going to give him some positive yards here. Yeah, I think he overshot his mark there by about 10 yards. They're going to come back now and say the 33 is where Southeast of Saline will have the ball. So another short field here for the Trojans as they already lead this game 32-0. 7:55 left to go here in the second quarter. Stick with us at halftime. We'll talk to Julian Rathbum, the head coach of Southeast of Saline's volleyball team, as they are still producing in a big way. We'll also have results from the league cross-country meet. And as you might imagine, Wade Castleman and his squad doing good things. First down and 10, Southeast from the Lions 33-yard line. Friesen on a stretch play. Comes to the right-hand side, taps the break, now turns it up the field. 25, 20, out of the 15. Down the right-hand sideline to the 10, inside the 5, and finally brought down at about the 2-yard line. A 31-yard gain for Nathan Friesen on first down.
Yeah, and very, very patient running right there at the line of scrimmage, coming over on that jet sweep over here, clears the corner, puts the brakes on almost to a dead stop, allows one more guy to come up for a block, and he just threads the needle right in between two guys and then almost outruns everybody.
5 carries and 100 yards already for Nathan Friesen. He'll get this one and just walk it into the end zone like it's a casual Friday night in Gypsum. Nathan Friesen gets his 3rd touchdown on his 6th carry and puts Southeast of Saline up 38-0.
And another theme here, another 2-play drive. Once again, that results in 6 points. So Southeast now, again, setting up in the swinging gate that has been proven to work extremely well here tonight.
They are 4 of 4 thus far. They'll try to go 5 of 5. Kerr rolls out to the left. The southpaw getting a couple of blocks, and there'll be a flag on the play. He dumps it off shallow this time to Cameron Whitty again. It's a layered route with Whitty running along the goal line, Thaxton back deep in the end zone, and a flag on the play, and they're going to say a crackback type of block against Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, an illegal blindside block is what they will call that, but not quite sure. Evan Watkins, all he did was turn around and make the block, so this will set this one back 15 yards to about probably the 17-yard line is where this should be spotted for this 2-point conversion.
Yeah, a little challenge. Get a little challenge going here.
Yeah, but that route, like you said, that dual route, when they spread out in that swinging gate and then they bring Evan Watkins in from that far side, we're going to make wholesale changes here. We're going to try a PAT from Wyatt Boyd now.
Yeah, why not? Like I said, let's get a challenge going.
I think I asked you this on the way up here. We were about 15 miles outside of town. I said, maybe we'll see some extra point attempts tonight. I didn't expect it to be a 30-plus yard extra point.
Well, I laughed at you, too. I went, ha, ha, ha. This one's going to be 35 yards for the extra point. Kerr will hold. Wyatt Boyd puts the football in the air, and he drills it. Wyatt Boyd gets the the extra point kick and makes it 39-0 Southeast of Saline from 35 yards away. Keep that one in your mental notebook for future weeks ahead. 7:42 left to go here in the second quarter. 39-0 Southeast of Saline on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We're a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Just a two-play scoring drive that time. Nathan Friesen had it all to his credit. 32 yards on the first play, 1 yard on the second play. Now Nathan Friesen has 6 carries unofficially for 103 yards. Half of his carries have gone for touchdowns. Wyatt Boyd on the 35-yard point after kick. And Southeast of Saline with the Marshall Motor scoring drive recap will lead it 39-0 with 7:42 left to go here before halftime.
We'll get a score update on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard after this kick.
Wyatt Boyd puts it in the air once again. This with a low-line driver. Lyons going to knock it down at about the 13-yard line. Now angle off to the right-hand side, and just not much space over there as Southeast of Saline special teams come storming in with the lead tackler being Gannon Jacobson.
And that update on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Goddard Eisenhower 21, Salina South 0.
Ouch.
Defense coming back out onto the field again for Southeast of Saline. I mean, you can say they're playing well. I'm sure Mitch Gebhardt will pick them apart at halftime on things they can work on just because that's the kind of guy he is, never stops coaching.
He is the perfectionist. There's one thing that I know that I admire about him. It is always an effort to get better, isn't it? First down and 10 here for Lyons. They will start out at their own 19-yard line.
Well, I think we got another false start penalty here.
Wow, this is waiting to be hashed out here between the officials. They have a little mini conversation. Now Lyons is going to clap their hands, and they're going to say offsides against Southeast of Saline.
So how does the back judge that's behind the linebackers call an offsides on the defensive line? I'm not exactly quite sure, and I don't think Gebhardt's very happy either, and now Gebhardt's getting a penalty as well. So something is going on.
Coach Gebhardt may be upset going back to what was said to one of his coaches a few plays ago. He may have been, and I'm just speculating, may have been teetering on the edge of waiting for a reason.
Yeah, and you know, Devin, that goes back to when your team, you see coaches in basketball get that purpose technical, you know, to try to do something with the team. Now, obviously, the team up 39-0 does not need any motivation, but I'm sure this will spark something in them. Still not exactly sure what's going on, as they're still, now the side official who has done nothing to even talk to them is getting an earful right here.
Well, yeah, he happens to be the closest one right now to Coach G, and Coach G is alternating sides, one side, left side, right side, left side. With that official. So the two penalties against Southeast of Saline will equal 20 yards, and this will push Lyons out to the 39-yard line.
And that is the biggest play of the night for these Lyons.
Gebhardt may be leaving here. He's all the way down to the 35-yard line trying to walk this one off.
He's going to run down to a cereal oil and hardware real quick and come back and try to cool off a little bit.
Grab a soda and some pizza. I think maybe the hoods are up here because the wind is very strong, but I think maybe Jackson, his oldest, is on the sideline, and I think they just had a good laugh about something. Here's a hit that is not laughable, and that is for Southeast of Saline. I don't even have to see the number. I know it's going to be Brody Chambers, who just put up the brick wall and said, back it up, Lyons, as he is going to put them all the way back here to the 36-yard line. It's only a loss of 3. It looked much worse than that.
And I'm sure the one guy that you don't want to get fired up and maybe turn it on is Brody Chambers, because he needs nothing of that per se, but a great job right there getting through the line of scrimmage. Yet another negative play for Lyons.
Second down and 13 now, back to the 36-yard line after that loss by Brody Chambers on that defensive line. Brody now will move out to the left defensive end as that line will shift. Showalter back to pass, puts it out on the right-hand side. His intended receiver, Ethan Luck, over there on the Lions sideline, will go incomplete. Lyons has been okay throwing the football tonight when they've had time to throw. They are 4 of 5. That's their first incompletion.
Yeah, and Stanley being that main target, like you said, that one he kind of just, and he was open there. He just led him a little too far. Now with down and distance, of course, Southeast probably lagging off a little bit. Okay to give up 2 or 3 yards, and that's all that would have been gained right there.
Brings up a 3rd and 13. We'll send Russ down to the Wolves at halftime to talk to Coach Gebhardt and see what's bothering him.
I'm not going to ask.
3rd and 13. Here is Lyons. Empty backfield. Showalter now looking for some space. Cameron Whitty will tap him as he throws, and it's going to be picked off. Here we go back the other way. It's going to be Wyatt Boyd down the right-hand sideline. Convoy of blockers. Wyatt Boyd cuts it back inside. Twist, turns, breaks a tackle, and into the end zone. Wyatt Boyd on a pick 6 for Southeast of Saline's defense. As he goes down the field, 53 yards.
And when the scoring's going right, the scoring's going right. Showalter rolled out there, tried to get that pass off, took a shot right as he let go of it, and was unable to get all of it on there. There he was, just waiting for it. Goes right down the sideline, cleans it up, as it looks like we're going to get another PAT attempt here from Wyatt Boyd. But a great job at a convoy of blockers out front. Leading the way is probably the guy I'd want leading the way in number 75, Brody Chambers.
Well, let Wyatt complete it, right? He started it, got the interception, took it down. Good blocking out in front as Southeast of Saline was able to flip field that time after the interception, and Wyatt will put the kick on and add another point for Southeast of Saline. 46-0, 6:28 left to go here in the second quarter. Trojans are rolling outside of Gypsum here on KINA.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Wyatt Boyd with an interception here for Southeast of Saline's defense. And for Wyatt Boyd, that's his first interception of the year. He also returned it for a pick 6, cashed it into the end zone, added the extra point. And Wyatt Boyd's scoring plays. 46 points now on the board for Southeast of Saline. So good job there by Southeast of Saline's defense on a quick change play after the interception for Wyatt Boyd. They'll kick it back here now to the Lyons return team, and Wyatt Boyd just keeps putting down the highlights as he's going to put this one back through the back of the end zone, and it is going to be a touchback.
And Wyatt Boyd's upset about that kickoff. Like, I'm not trying to put it back there, but when you got that 20-mile-an-hour wind behind you, it is tough to get that.
So Lions will come out. They'll start at their own 20-yard line. Have scores for you at the half, along with stats from the first half as well. Then Coach Rathbun will join us, too, as we talk Southeast of Saline volleyball.
And you kind of touched on it, cross country this week, last week. It's a great performance nonetheless by both the boys and the girls.
3 wide receivers to the right-hand side this time for Lyons. They go with a single to the left. Showalter asking. He's going to pitch it on the option play. And Southeast of Saline's defense is there to lose 2 yards. Showalter may not run that play again because Brody Chambers is coming in and taking the quarterback out. Cameron Whitty made the stop on the pitch man.
And they're stopping it to point at number 18 for the Lions after that tackle.
Yeah, he was the one that was banged up a little bit earlier. Now the Salina Regional trainer is going to go out and look at him from Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine and walk the young man from Lyons over to the sideline here. Loss of 1 on that play.
And fortunate enough for this Southeast of Saline team to have that trainer here at all games, not just here but on the road as well.
Yeah, fortunate for both teams, really.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen the other team utilize the services as much as the guys here wearing purple on the near sideline. District standings coming up here. Continue to look at scores across the area.
Halftime scores: Hillsboro 14, Smoky Valley 8, Concordia 7, Beloit 0, Nemaha Central 7, Riley County 0 at the half. Close one that you'll watch on is Nemaha Central, one of the top teams in Class 2A. Hoisington 12, Larned 0 at the half.
Okay. Last check we had with Ellsworth and Halstead, it was first quarter. Ellsworth was leading at the end of 14-0. Second down and 11 at the 19-yard line here for Lyons. They're going to stack 3 wide receivers over here on the left-hand side. They also put 3 on the right-hand side. They are just using 3 offensive linemen for this play, and they're going to pay for it. This is the equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys using Ezekiel Elliott against the 49ers last year in the playoffs as the lone blocker on the last play of the game. And what you think is going to happen is exactly what happened.
Yeah, Brody Chambers tackled the running back on the way through at the fake, flipped him end over end, and then continued on to make the tackle on the quarterback. Just not sure you want to leave 3 offensive linemen in against most teams. And Clay Center, probably the best offensive line we've seen, couldn't contain 3 guys with 5.
I mean, it's cute having 6 wide receivers, but when your quarterback's looking at the stars, it really doesn't matter.
I don't even know if I'd call it cute. Wow, they're gonna do it again.
Jeez. And this officials are blowing this play dead as Lyons is going to take a timeout. It will be the first one of the half. It'll leave them with 2 remaining and give us time to step away. 5:06 remaining here in the second quarter, 46-0. Southeast of Saline leads it here on KINA.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan. You can complete the program fully online in as little as 1 year, and your last class is free. Want to be a part of one of the region's fastest growing universities? Visit kwu.edu/MBA today. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Killian Vaughn, Tucker Thaxton, Grady Gebhardt playing middle linebackers right now. The rest of the defense kind of spread out around this defensive line as Lyons again putting 6 wide receivers out there, and their quarterback is going to pay the price. Sacked back to the 15-yard line.
Deacon Bear.
Yeah.
Sorry, Devin, but yeah, Deacon Bear getting up off the bottom of that tackle, going one-on-one, and now 4th and 17 once again for Lyons.
Yeah, and back to the 14-yard line. I just don't understand that.
I mean, I understand you haven't won a game, and this game is well out of reach early, but that is probably the last formation I would think about going to.
Tucker Thaxton, Cameron Woody back here at their own 35-yard lines. They're going to have a short field here as this punt's going to have to go against this strong 20 to 25 mile an hour wind again. And this punt is going to be angled to the right-hand sideline and non-returnable as it's going to trickle out of bounds at about the 34, and that is where Southeast of Saline will start out again. I think it's worth of note, but just one time that we're going to say this, that the 2 schools agreed to the running clock rule in the second half. As soon as we got to a 35-point spread, the usual rule is a 45-point spread, but we're well past 35 points as right now Southeast of Saline leads it with 4:12 left to play in the second quarter, 46-0.
And we'll get next week's opponent's score update at halftime, Ellsworth and Halstead, after this play.
2 wide receivers to the right-hand side. They're going to give it to Gebhardt. Grady, a little stutter step there in the hole as that one was well pursued by the Lions defensive line. And they're going to hold Gebhardt to a gain of just 2.
Probably the first play tonight that hasn't went for 10-plus yards. So a good job by Lyons as they kind of just stacked and put 7-8 guys in the box right at the line of scrimmage.
31-yard line, second down and 8. Kerr rolling out to the right-hand side. The lefty's going to throw it, and it's going to sail out of bounds to Cameron Whitty.
Yeah, and that halftime score update on Ellsworth and Halstead, Ellsworth 21, Halstead 0, and the reason that you need to pay attention to will be when you get the point differential in the district at plus 21 being the most you can get. And right now, Southeast and Ellsworth both tied at the top, 6-0, 2-0 in district play at plus 42.
I don't know that points are going to matter a whole lot in that one because it will come down to head-to-head next week. As long as Ellsworth and Southeast both continue to protect their leads and win, they will be a head-to-head matchup for the district next week as Grady Gebhardt takes it just inside of the 20-yard line back into the Case IH red zone, brought to you by Can Equip in South Salina.
Yeah, and another big gain right there for Grady Gebhardt to even out that average to get it back up to 10+.
Ran out of bounds at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 14. Unofficially 5 carries, 57 yards for Grady Gebhardt. Now to the right-hand side. Here's Cameron Whitty. Got hit, dropped the football, and it rolled through the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, as Whitty lost the football, but now we go back to the middle of the field, and there's a flag down.
An eligible man downfield is what they're going to call, but that ball did roll through the goal line out the side of the end zone.
It's a 15-yard gain by Whitty, but then the ball got jarred free and went rolling through the end zone and out of bounds. So now a touchback here, presumably.
Yeah, I don't know if you're Lyons here, if that ball well, now the official down here is spotted at about the 1-yard line, so I'm unsure if he stepped out of bounds. As they are, it looks like it is going to be a turnover. They're going to take the touchback. And it is ineligible man downfield. So it will be Lions ball at the 20-yard line with 2:38 left to go in the first half. And I think I'm going to bundle up and maybe head down to the field and see what Coach has got to say.
One of the focuses this week coming in after 5 turnovers last week was to take care of the football. And Cameron Whitty looked like he was going to be on his way to at least the 2-yard line. But that ball got jarred free and rolled through the end zone. And now back to the Lions. So Lions will start out here at their own 20-yard line, still looking to put together their first scoring drive. They are trailing Southeast of Saline 46-0 with 2:38 left to go. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers, 3 on the right-hand side. Showalter wants to pass it. Nearly picked off again. Wyatt Boyd diving back as that ball came behind him, was looking for a second interception of the night, and just couldn't quite complete the play. The third incomplete pass in a row now for the Lions. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 and stop the clock after the incompletion. Bryson Lippold in there, Nathan Friesen, Grady Gebhardt, Wyatt Boyd, Cameron Whitty, Thaxton, Jacobson, Malachi Hopkins, Chambers, Deacon Bear, Josiah Monday. The defensive guys right now for Southeast. 2 receivers on each side for Lions. Little pump fake here by Showalter. He's looking for space, and he's going to be swallowed up by Chambers and Monday. Brody got there first. Monday came in secondarily and took him down for a loss on the play. Loss of 5, and it'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and the wind down here on the field, not terrible at field level, but you could tell when it gets up in the air that it is still blowing pretty hard.
Clock continues to roll as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter, 46-0, Southeast of Saline. 3rd and 15 coming up here for Lions. Play clock down to 5. Lions just now out of their huddle. Play clock down to 2, down to 1, and a delay of game here for the Lions. This will back them up to the 10. Unless they called a timeout, and they did. Second timeout for the Lions of this first half. They have 1 remaining. 1:45 left to go here. We'll step away for a 30. We'll come back with more Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Don't get caught on empty. Fill up on all your basic needs at Asaria Oil and Hardware. We want to be sure you are fueled up and ready for whatever may be around the corner, no matter what time of day. Now live at Asaria Oil and Hardware, 24/7 pumps. No matter what time of day or night, your gas and diesel tanks can rely on us. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Asaria Oil and Hardware, located in Asaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Back here at Steve Fritz Field, it is senior night. Devin Haney, Russ Kossels made his way to the field to chat with Mitch Gephardt before he goes into the locker room at half. We are 1:45 on the scoreboard away from that happening, 46-0. Southeast of Saline. Lyons with a 3rd and 15 at their own 15-yard line. Empty backfield for the Lions, 4 wide receivers to the right-hand side. Showalter wants to roll that way, has to get around a Southeast defender, and now there's Buddy showing up to the party, and he's going to be swallowed up, taken down at the 10 for another loss of 5.
And Gebhardt's going to take a timeout right here to stop the clock.
So Southeast of Saline will burn their first timeout of the half. 2 more remaining for them. As we update you on the district standings right now, for Southeast of Saline, both them and Ellsworth come into this game tonight 6-0 on the season. They're both 2-0 in district play coming into tonight. They both have the maximum amount of points at 42. As we alluded to earlier, if Ellsworth wins tonight in Halstead and Southeast of Saline completes this task against Lyons, we are set up for a Week 8 matchup next week in Ellsworth, as Southeast of Saline will visit the Bearcats. The outright winner head-to-head will be the district champion and also the NCAA League champion. Then, after that, you had Halstead tonight coming in 1-2 in district play at a -5. Hillsboro coming in 1-2 at a -37. Keep in mind, though, Hillsboro beat Halstead head-to-head earlier this season, just a couple of weeks ago, and then Lyons pulling up the last spot at 0-6 and buried in points.
Devin, I got a little bit of clarification down here on why there has been some upset with the head coach, as we had talked about. So the defensive line is yelling shift, and they are moving, and they are calling that deceptive movements by the defensive line, causing the offensive lineman to jump, which you and I have talked about all year long that has been happening.
And this is the first game that they have been warned about it, which I'm not sure is correct. Here's a fake punt. Lions trying to get this one out of the end zone, and that ball is going to be incomplete. And Southeast of Saline is going to take over back at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and you got a flag for an ineligible man downfield that'll be declined, so they will take over at the 11-yard line.
So another short field here for the Trojans. With 1:27 left to go in the first half, they already lead it 46-0. Remember, Southeast of Saline won the coin toss and elected to receive the kick to start this game. So it will be Lions football to start the second half. And again, we have a 2-back backfield with Grady Gephardt and Nathan Friesen surrounding Daniel Kerr. First down and 10 from the 11. Kerr will take the snap, put it in Friesen's belly. Friesen, stretch play to the right-hand side. Has a blocker out there, but he's going to take on a Lions defender and win that battle at the goal line. Nathan Friesen went Al Bundy last week with 4 touchdowns. This week he does it again, all in the first half.
And a great patient run once again. And that's something we talked about all year, his patience. He had the corner, took the corner, and then kind of put the brakes on. Let the offense come down, let the lineman get one block, had one defender to beat. Didn't really beat him, just kind of beat him up and ran him over through the goal line for a touchdown.
It's another one-play drive for Southeast of Saline, and Wyatt Boyd will come out onto the field. As Nathan Friesen has scored his 4th touchdown of the night. Boyd's kick is up, and he is 3 of 3. 1:20 left to play. Here in the second quarter, Southeast of Saline 53, Lions 0. Back with more Trojan football on KINA.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
You're listening to Trojan football on KINA Sports.
How much of a Marshall Motor scoring drive there? Just one play, 11 yards. Nathan Friesen with the carry of 11 yards. And another score for Friesen. It's his 4th touchdown here in the first half. The last 2 weeks now, Nathan Friesen, 8 touchdowns. And that is just in 6 quarters of play, believe it or not. Here's the kick by Wyatt Boyd. High. Back deep. It's going to be taken here by Luck. He'll run it up the middle of the field this time and be brought down just short of the 25-yard line at about the 23. So one timeout remaining here for Lyons in the first half. 1:13 left to play. And Lyons will come out and start here at the 24-yard line, their own 24. Three wide receivers come out to the left-hand side, two to the right. Again, those Lions offensive linemen standing up. They only have one offensive lineman to the left of center. As they go unbalanced this time, the other offensive lineman was standing out here acting as a wide receiver. They're going to hand it off straight up the gut, and it will go for about a half a yard on the play.
Yeah, and that half yard, thankful right there because Josiah Monday came through unblocked once again and just kind of slipped, went to plant down on the field and just kind of feet kind of went out from under him.
Clock now under a minute left to go as it continues to run. If Lyons continues to take this down to 0 before they snap it, it's going to be about 27 seconds left at the snap of this ball. Again, stick with us here as we hit the halftime break. We'll have Mitch Gebhardt before he goes to the locker room. Also, Julian Rathbun talking Southeast of Saline volleyball. Update on scores and stats as we hit the halfway mark on a Friday night. Give right up the gut once again for the Lions. Isaiah Braxton once again carrying the football, and he lost the yard that he picked up on the last play.
Isaiah Braxton on the carry. The usual suspects on the defense.
I lied down here. Wind's starting to pick back up.
I was going to say, you've been awfully quiet down there. So that'll bring us to the halftime break. 53-0. Southeast of Saline is in control of this one, and we will have a running clock the entire second half here on senior night on the campus of SES. Mitch Gebhardt's going to take his headset off and stash it away here for the halftime break, and then he will come over and visit with Russ Kossel. But before, he is going to have a conversation with the officiating crew about some things that may have been going on and some questions that he may have of the officiating crew here as we go to the locker room at the break. Once again, really a marquee night by Nathan Friesen once again here in the first half. Just 2 quarters of play. Friesen well over 100 yards. He has 4 touchdowns as he hits the locker room unofficially. 7 carries, 114 yards. We also have a receiving touchdown by Tucker Thaxton, a receiving touchdown by Evan Watkins. Daniel Kerr is 3 of 4 throwing the football with those 2 touchdowns. Wyatt Boyd made the highlight play on defense with an interception. He returned to that interception about 53 yards for a touchdown and then was able to put the extra point kick up. Southeast of Saline is perfect on their point afters. Not only 2-point conversions, but also 3 of 3 kicking the football from Wyatt Boyd. That brings us to our halftime score of 53-0. We'll go over more stats here at the break. We will also check some scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. But first, let's get Mitch Gebhardt, who is still actively debating and discussing with the officials about some things going on. And this may be an interesting microphone right now that Russ Kossel is holding.
Tonight's routine was learned and taught to the team by Kennedy Stubbs.
So this continues to go here.
Ladies, your music is on.
Coach Gebhardt still discussing. We'll also go over some Southeast of Saline cross-country results for you from the league meet yesterday, both the boys and girls for Southeast of Saline with first place. Here's Coach.
Coach, 53-0. A lot of discussion going on right there, but overall thoughts on the first half?
I thought we did a good job of both offensively and defensively. I thought Dan threw the ball really, really well. I mean, the wind's blowing, and you know, we've talked about that. We need a game where the wind's blowing to see if we can do that, because if we get to move on and everything else, you know, we're gonna be in games where the wind blows and things like that. And I thought Dan did a super job of doing that. I thought our kids ran well. I thought they blocked well, and you know, except for a couple first downs, I thought our kids played pretty good defense.
Yeah, and really probably add one more score onto that if you don't fumble the ball out the back of the end zone. Just kind of unfortunate right there. So I got to ask, what is the discussion going on with the officials?
It's just I don't think the clock should have ran. After they get a delay of the game, I don't think the clock should have ran. So, okay.
Good luck, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
It was, we'll classify that as a technicality of being discussed there with the officiating crew. Nonetheless, Southeast of Saline hits the locker room at halftime, 53-0. Trojans lead it. When we come back, Julian Rathbun will join our own Tyler Henry. We'll talk Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan volleyball. It's coming up here at the break. Southeast of Saline out in front of Lyons on the football field, 53-0 at intermission on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the AmSoil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Saline Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Saline Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Saline Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salineortho.com.
It's mid-season, and that means playoff time for the Trojans, 1L Garrettson. The games get bigger and the stakes are high.
Sounds like the real estate game, and just like the coaches are planning for their biggest part of the year, you can make plans for your family's real estate adventures. Maybe you're wanting to invest in a rental before the holidays hit, or maybe it's time to look at upsizing for the kids or downsizing for the folks. Country or town, big or small, one call does it all. Buy or sell, call 1L at salinahomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap, stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Let's head back to the stadium for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories Halftime Report, it's Tyler Henry, and it's time now to catch up with SES head volleyball coach Julianne Rathbun, presented by 1L Garrettson at salinahomes.com. And Coach, first and foremost, as always, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk with us as your team gears up for Sub-State.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So since the last time we spoke, I know that your team has faced some really stiff competition, and I'm curious to see how you feel the team has kind of grown throughout that stretch. But before we get into that, what would you say has been kind of the best or most positive thing that you've seen out of your team here in these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, so we definitely have had some tough competition here in the last few weeks. Some people will see it sub-state, some ones who will likely make it to the state tournament as well. And really some resiliency is what I've seen out of my girls. It's hard when you go through hard things especially in volleyball, with it being such an emotional roller coaster kind of game, lots of momentum shifts and swings. To be able to be resilient and come back out and play well and win, and knowing that you can do it, that you can do hard things, is super important for these girls. So I'm happy to see them doing that night in and night out.
Well, and we know that obviously you want to go out and win every single match, but at the same time, sometimes, finding ways to battle even in losses, there are teaching moments and lessons in that. So, throughout this stretch of, like you said, just really tough competition, what are some of the biggest lessons you feel like your team has learned, and where have you seen them maybe grow through some of that adversity?
We've seen all sorts of different competition as far as good outside hitters, good middle hitters, ones that, hit all these different shots, and how to defend that. And I think our defense has really grown in the last, month or so. The girls are reading better, seeing things better, reacting better. The better your eyes are in this game, the more the game slows down for you, as is true for any sport. But they're really starting to experience that now. And so that has been fun to watch, and, fun to see girls dig balls that they probably wouldn't have dug at the beginning of the season. So I think growth in our defense is probably our biggest thing we've seen in the last month or so.
Well, and with the season starting to wind down here, I know that, there's not going to be anything drastic as far as changes are concerned. But, with these last couple of matches, what are some of maybe the final improvements or tweaks that you're still looking to see out of this team as we head into Sub-State?
We actually have been playing a little bit through some adversity. We've had one of our middles is out right now, and so we had to do something different against Ellsworth this last week. And so the girls really stepped up and played in different positions and really came together and did well. We ended up splitting with them, which of course we want to win every game, but the fact that they were presented with something hard. It took us a couple games to figure it out and then came back in the second match and won 2-0. I think that was awesome to see them come together, play volleyball, not necessarily do, all the things we've been working on, because people are in different spots. They're playing all the way around when they weren't necessarily before. They're playing middle when they were playing right beforehand. So I think just knowing that they can do it, they can just flat out play volleyball, and they're good volleyball players, makes a huge difference for us. Sometimes it's more about just being an athlete than it is about, all the technical things that we do.
I know that this is a team that finished 21-13 a season ago. You guys are 19-11 here heading into the final few matches of the regular season, but I don't really think that those numbers do it justice. And I was curious to get kind of your perspective on this. What are some areas where you feel like this team has looked better or maybe just more confident than the team that you guys coached a season ago?
Yeah, so our record isn't a whole lot different, but I do think that we're better than we were. The girls, they have better volleyball knowledge, and they are, making smarter plays, doing smarter stuff. There's definitely matches that we would love to have back, and ones that we didn't feel like we played well against the other team. And so I think our record doesn't quite do us justice, but, it is what it is. I think we've learned a lot from our losses, for sure, in knowing that we need to start faster, get out on the court, and get going from 0-0 rather than, getting going later in the match. I think we're a very good team when we're 15-15 all. We're able to push and win matches when it's a tight game later, but we found that we start a little slow and we got to get ourselves going at the beginning of the match. So those are things that we'll be looking to overcome here in the next week and a half as we're looking to sub-state.
Well, and you brought it up a moment ago. We had a chance to talk about it a little bit earlier as well. There is growth. There are learning moments in some of those difficult matches, but I know that one of the big things that you've talked about this season with this team has been confidence and kind of taking things from, hoping to win to expecting to win. So as we head into really, again, the most important portion of the season, where do you feel like the confidence is with this team, and how much confidence do you just feel like they're playing with night in and night out?
Yes, so I think their confidence has improved. I don't think we're quite exactly where we need to be yet. I think that this team is very good, and I think that they think they're good, but I don't know that they think they're very good. It's a different level when you have so much confidence stepping on the court that you don't think anybody can beat you. And that's the kind of confidence I want them to have. But I have seen for sure growth in, even I mentioned our Ellsworth games earlier, having a slow start, but then coming out and still taking big swings instead of being nervous and hitting balls that are easy to dig. Their girls are coming out and they're taking the risky swings and putting it all out there. And that's the kind of confidence I want to see. I want them to swing with confidence and pass with confidence. And I think we're gaining momentum. I still don't think that we're as good as we're going to be at the end of the season.
Well, and let's really quickly talk about the end of the season. Obviously, brackets are still not out yet with a couple of regular season matches left to be played. But when you take a look at the pool that you're going to be in as far as sub-state is concerned, how do you feel like you stack up? And who are some of kind of the heavy hitters that you guys will be going toe-to-toe with at sub-state this year?
Yeah, sub-state, we are in a tough sub-state. We'll be at Halstead on October 21st. I think the first round of games start around 2. We will probably land somewhere in the 3rd seed range. And the ones ahead of us would be Smoky Valley and Halstead, 2 very good teams that we just saw last week. Nice to have seen the competition that we're about to go up against. They're both very nice teams. Ellsworth, who we just saw and split with, they'll be there as well. So it's definitely not an easy road, but I think it's a doable road. The fact that we've seen them, we've played them, and our girls, that's just one more notch of having some confidence. It's not a big unknown, a big question mark. We don't know what we're up against. We know what we're up against. And I want those girls to feel that they can do it.
Well, very well said, Coach. And like you said a moment ago, I think just seeing the competition and getting victories over them is absolutely huge earlier in the season. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for stopping by, and best of luck to your team in the postseason.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, that was SES volleyball coach Julianne Rathbun, presented by Juan L. Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com. And again, Sub-State is at Halstead on October 21st. Be sure to stay tuned to social media and to Keisha's official website for the bracket in that one. But that'll about do it for us. Coming up next, more of the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime show and the second half of Southeast of Saline's football contest. It's all right around the corner here on KINA.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maids strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braised, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back to Southeast of Saline, Steve Fritz Field. It is halftime, 53-0. Southeast of Saline leading Lyons. Good conversation there. I want to thank Coach Rathbun for joining us, talking Southeast of Saline volleyball. Also, we have some results here from the Southeast of Saline cross-country teams that competed in Lakeside's Invitational and also the NCAA League meet. And good news for Southeast of Saline on the girls' side. The Lady Trojans first place in the league, and at Lakeside they had 30 points. Second place was Sacred Heart with 73. Norton in third place with 105. On the boys' side, just as dominant, if not more. Southeast of Saline in first place at Lakeside, 15 team points. Second place was Beloit St. John's with 82. Norton in third with 95. For Southeast of Saline on the girls' side, they put runners in second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth in the NCAA standings. Overall, they went fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth for the top runners. On the boys' side, they went first, second, third, fourth, seventh at the Lakeside results. Also in NCAA running, first, second, third, fourth, sixth, and ninth. On the girls' side, it is a 5-peat for a league title. On the boys' side, a 7-peat for the league title. Their next step in postseason will be coming up October 21st. That is a week from tomorrow. It is Saturday next weekend. Regionals at Council Grove. Girls will run at 10 o'clock. Boys will start at 11:10 next Friday night. We will catch up on this and preview the regional meet at Council Grove with head coach Wade Castleman. Once again, here at halftime, 53-0. Southeast of Saline leads it over Lyons. A short break and then back with scores from across the area and stats from the first half. It's coming up here on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report on KINA.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Farmers, Phillips Seed stands ready to work with you to find the right seed for your acres. Fall planting season is quickly coming upon us, and it's time to start planting your crops for next season. Phillips Seed has a wide selection of top-performing soybean varieties and corn hybrids that meet or exceed their strenuous Yield Boss genetics standards. Find them online at phillipsseed.com, Facebook, on X, or call 785-949-2204. That's 785-949-2204. Phillips Seed, serving, innovating, growing since 1985.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back here to Steve Fritz Field. Halftime, 53-0. Southeast of Saline leading Lyons. Scores coming in that Russell score. There's a stats here at halftime for Lyons. Negative 19 yards passing, a total of 10 yards at the intermission. For South, Daniel Kerr, 3 of 4 throwing the football, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Had a touchdown pass to Tucker Thaxton, who has 2 catches, 39 yards. And Evan Watkins caught the other one for a touchdown. That was of 12 yards. Nathan Friesen here at the break, 7 runs, 4 touchdowns, 114 yards. 57 yards for Grady Gephardt on 5 carries. 3 carries for Cameron Whitty. Daniel Kerr with just 1 carry, and that was a mishandle of a snap that he lost 8 yards on. Southeast of Saline's totals here at halftime: 205 yards rushing, 51 yards passing, 256 yards of total offense. Russ, what's some scores going on here?
Scores around the state of Kansas. Most of these are at the half. Smith Center 36, Sacred Heart 0. Clay Center 20, Rock Creek 6. Andale 22, Cheney 6. Hillsboro 14, Smoky Valley 8. This score right here is in the third quarter, early in the third quarter. Hoisington 20, Larned 6. Concordia 7-0 over Beloit at the half. Goddard 26, Salina Central 14. A big clash in 5A. The Hayes 21, Liberal 20. Liberal coming into that undefeated. Goddard Eisenhower all over Salina South 42-0. El Saline finishes one off at the half in 8-man, 56-0 over Washington County. And last update at the half, Abilene 28, Augusta 0. Those are the scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard.
Smart Insurance presents a smart play of the game, every game for Southeast of Saline. And I'm going to take it a step further here for Smart Insurance, so we're going to do some math, okay? Southeast of Saline possessed the football in the first half 5 minutes and 5 seconds of the 24 minutes. In those 5 minutes and 5 seconds, Southeast of Saline produced 47 points. So, every minute that Southeast of Saline had the football, they averaged 9.4 points per minute in the first half.
That's just unfathomable to think about when you put it that way. And you're thinking, well, only that many points. They got 53 on the scoreboard. You got to think one of those came on a pick 6
and I took that off.
And they possessed the ball for about 12 seconds while you put that in the end zone.
I'm going 47 points on offense. You possessed the ball 5 minutes. You're averaging 9.4 points per minute.
I don't know how more efficient you can be for an offense at that, and how non-efficient you can be when you look at the other side of the ball for Lyons.
Yeah, 10 yards of offense for Lyons in this first half so far, and Wyatt Boyd will pick up basically where we ended the second quarter. We do have live stream video on SalinePost.com, and I want to remind you that it is very, very windy here, and our friend Brian Denna is up on top of the press box. The wind is affecting the camera from time to time. Gets a little shaky, vibrates around just a little bit, so keep that in mind as you're watching that live stream video that can't control the conditions sometimes, especially here on top of the press box outside of Southeast of Saline School. So that video may be a little shaky. It's not your TV, it's just the wind.
Yeah, and it's wind we've had to deal with now the last few weeks. We dealt with it at Hillsboro. Clay Center, really, when we were way upstairs, his kick goes out the back of the end zone again, and we got wholesale changes on the defensive side of the ball.
As expected, we are also going to have a running clock here once we get going in this third quarter. So we have different guys coming out here for Southeast of Saline, and we'll try to touch on a lot of them. Marion Hollub is the safety right now. Gannon Jacobson stays out there as Lyons gets ready to run this play. Caden Berrigan also in there, and Drew Weller making the tackle for a loss here for the Lyons. Looked like Deacon Showalter on the carry. Actually, they're going to give him about a half a yard.
Yeah, and Drew Weller right there doing a good job of coming off his block. As see if Devin can get the rest of these guys in here.
Oh, yeah, you bet. James Friesen is up here, outside linebacker on the right-hand side. Also out there playing defense. We talked about Drew Weller making the tackle. Also out there for Southeast of Saline, Zach Kalinda, one of that guys on that senior class. He is the nose tackle right now. Evan Watkins sliding by Killian Vaughn right now at the linebacker spot. Second down and 9 here for Lyons. 3 wide receivers on the left-hand side. They're going to screen it off here to the back, out of the backfield, and it's going to be a play that will pick up about 6 yards as they screen it off to Isaiah Braxton.
Yeah, and Evan Watkins coming up after flowing out to the far side and coming back in, reading that screen and making a good open field tackle right there.
So Braxton will bring it out now. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Ball sitting at the 27-yard line. 3rd down and 4 for Lyons. Caden Berrigan comes over to the right-hand side. Also, Malachi Hopkins stays at his corner spot. He was over there the whole first half. He is playing corner for Tucker Thaxton, who stepped into a linebacker nickel corner spot here tonight for Southeast of Saline on defense. As Coach Gebhardt and the guys on the coaching staff kind of rotate things around here just a little bit.
And Showalter right there going under center for the first time tonight. And just kind of doing the sneak and got about 2.5 yards right there to bring up a first down.
So rare first down here for Lyons as they take it just outside of the 30-yard line. Again, clock will continue to run. We're at 9:59 left to go here in this third quarter. Lyons will put 3 wide receivers to the left-hand side. One of them will go in motion here now. That's Ethan Luck. He will take the handoff. Got away from a Southeast of Saline tackler and then runs out of bounds at the 9-yard line after a 1-yard carry at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, just no interest. That was wide open over there on the far side and looked like he could have planted that right foot and went right up the sideline, but instead chose to run right out over the stick for a 1-yard gain.
Brings up 2nd down and 9 for Lyons. Starting out the second half here with the football. Southeast of Saline put up 53 in that first half. Weller will go from the right-hand side of the defensive line to the left as he shifts here. 3 wide receivers to the left-hand side. Showalter looking that way. Now he steps out, has to get around a couple of Southeast guys, and he runs out of bounds over on the far side. Giving chase that time was Trey Droege. He's going to chase him out of bounds right near the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line. It's an 18-yard gain by Deacon Showalter.
And a good job there by Southeast. Got good pressure, just unable to get anything up the middle as it kind of opened wide right there. Showalter takes advantage of it.
18 carries now, 8 yards for Deacon Showalter.
And
here's Isaiah Braxton. He'll take it straight up the middle off right guard, and he will get about a yard.
And that's about the 3rd play in a row that this near side wide receiver is still moving forward, backward, trying to get his footing down when the ball's snapped. And I think the coaching staff has heard enough, so they're just throwing their arms up in the air when a flag doesn't get called.
Yes, sir. 2nd down and 9 at the 49-yard line. Wholesale substitutions, as we talked about here. Some of the second string, some of the key backups here out there as a unit now for Southeast of Saline on defense. 2nd 9 for Lyons. A line of 4 wide receivers to the left-hand side. Here's Showalter getting pressure from Droege. He's going to run away from him. Now Friends will show up for Southeast. Showalter, though, cuts it back into the middle of the field, making some more yardage here. Some key blocks downfield for Lyons. And Showalter's going to take it all the way to the 32-yard line. A gain of 19 for Deacon Showalter. And he has been able to get himself now back into respectable yardage after 2 big plays back-to-back, totaling 37 yards.
Yeah, just really unable to contain Showalter right here. He kind of went outside the pocket, cut back in, picked up 1 block in that middle of the field once again, just over pursued and wide open.
7 minutes left to go here in the third. 1st down and 10 for Lyons. Football sitting at the 33-yard line. 2 receivers on each side. They're going to give it to Braxton again, who goes up the middle for about a yard. So Isaiah Braxton gets another yard. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, it looked like Killian Vaughn was the one to get up at the bottom of the pile right there, making initial contact at the line of scrimmage. See if this Southeast defense here with the 2nd string coming in, see if they can keep Lyons out of the end zone.
Last play actually went for no gain for Lyons. 2nd down and 10. Football sitting at the 33. Three wide receivers again on the left. Here comes the heat. Showalter gets away again as Southeast of Saline continues to over-pursue. Showalter inside the 20. There's a flag, and then finally the Lions quarterback, Deacon Showalter, ran out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Boy, it just looks like it is a dismal, dismal play for Lions as all these purple jerseys come crashing in, but Showalter is able just to run right through them.
And there was a clear block in the back, and they're going to pick the flag up on that. So, but yeah, you're exactly right. They contain him really well on the outside, but nobody there in the middle as he just steps up and takes off running.
Showalter spotted running out of bounds there at the 16-yard line. That is a gain of 17. 44 yards now on 20 carries as Deacon Showalter, last 3 carries, 18, 19, 17 yards. First down and 10 at the 16. Couple of Lions here shifting around. They'll end up with a set of 5 wide receivers, 3 on the left, 2 on the right, and Lions will take a timeout. We'll step away as well. The radio broadcast of Trojan football on KINA and live stream video on SalinaPost.com, and it's presented by New Image Audio in Salina.
Get the compact tractor you've been dreaming of with $0 down and 0% interest. Prairie Land Partners is excited to offer exclusive and unbeatable prices on 1 through 5 series John Deere compact utility tractors. Tackle your hardest projects with ease from the seat of a John Deere and go easy on your finances with Prairie Land Partners. Stop by or give them a call to hear about their unbeatable fall pricing on all compact utility tractors. Some restrictions apply. See prairielandpartners.com for details.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
The Gypsum Fall Festival is coming your way next Saturday, October 21st. A full list of events, kids, adults, everybody in between. There is a ton of things to do next Saturday with the Gypsum Fall Festival. You can find that whole list of events and be prepared for a very full day of fun at the Gypsum Fall Festival. Just see their Facebook page for a full list and all the details. Lions out of the timeout. First down and 10 at the 16-yard line. They try a screen pass out to the right-hand side. Boy, that might have been a lateral and a fumble. James Friesen over there to kind of knock things away. It's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. Good play over there by James Friesen.
Yeah, really good job of reading that screen, coming up and just busting through the would-be blockers, went through 2 guys back there to disrupt that pass. That's the 10th play of this opening drive in the third quarter for Lions.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. 4 wide receivers in a diamond formation to the short side of the field on the right. Showalter looking that way, pump fakes, now comes back to the single coverage on the near side, and it's going to be a touchdown Lions. Looked like the wide receiver pulled the defensive back out of the way. Gannon Jacobson coming over from a safety spot was just a second late getting there, and Lions is going to score with 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Caden Berrigan right there, unable to get his head around to see the football. Something that I'm sure will be coached up to this young man as he is just a sophomore, will be around for a couple more years. And Jacobson came over and tried there at the last minute, just about a half step too late to get there. Now Lions is going to attempt the extra point.
Extra point into the wind. Solomon Goforth, a senior. Placement is down, the kick is up, and it sneaks inside the right upright. So Lions celebrating after that extra point attempt. That is just their 3rd touchdown of the season. And they also tack on the extra point with 3:15 left and a 30-second timeout. Back with more Trojan football on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
The Lions take the opening possession down the field. They will get a touchdown here. 2:26 left to play. 53-7 now the score is. I said before break, that is Lions' 3rd touchdown of the season. It's been a rough couple of years for this Lions football program.
So we'll go forward to kick off for Lions.
Now maybe an onside kick here. See if Lyons can get the onside kick. Angling to the right-hand side. This one's going to go off the southeast of Saline up, man, and it's going to be recovered by Lyons. Boy, you cannot do it any better than that. Lyons picked out a southeast of Saline front line guy and kicked the football very, very hard. It bounced off southeast of Saline. Now a fumble that has been recovered, and southeast of Saline returns back to defense.
Yeah, and like you said, perfectly executed. If you're gonna kick it at someone, you want to kick it hard, and that thing didn't get barely above the kneecaps, about thigh level, and just went off and came back about 6 yards, and Lyons able to recover it. So now Southeast back on the field once again on defense.
It's like Cooper Westhoff is coming in. He'll be over at the left linebacker spot for southeast of Saline. Lyons has the football at the 48-yard line. Back to pass, Showalter, little pump fake. Now he's going to try to go out to the right-hand side. Nailed as he throws, and it's going to be complete to Ethan Luck for a gain of about 8.
Good job right there by Showalter, standing in, knowing he was going to take a shot, and a shot he did take.
Second down.
Right there, but a good job by the receiver to reel that one in. Had a defender running right in front of him. It looked like it might have been Trey Droege right there laying the hit on Showalter.
That complete pass of about 7 yards will put the football into southeast of Saline territory once again. This might be the last play of the third quarter. Second down and 3 from the southeast of Saline 45-yard line. Showalter wants to throw again. He nails this one way out to the outside. Normally the clock would stop, but the running clock here, because of the point differential, will carry us to the end of the third quarter. 53-7 is our score. When we come back, fourth quarter, it'll go fast. Buckle up and hang on. Back with more Trojan football after this on KINA.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Saline Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Saline Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
It's mid-season, and that means playoff time for the Trojans, 1L Garrettson. The games get bigger and the stakes are high.
Sounds like a real estate game, and just like the coaches are planning for their biggest part of the year, you can make plans for your family's real estate adventures. Maybe you're wanting to invest in a rental before the holidays hit, or maybe it's time to look at upsizing for the kids or downsizing for the folks. Country or town, big or small, one call does it all. Buy or sell, call 1L at salinahomes.com.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here ready to start fourth quarter action. 53-7 our final score. Russ, something we really haven't talked a whole lot about in this broadcast, but I think it's time to start talking about it as we go into the fourth quarter, was the coaching record at southeast of Saline for head coach Mitch Gebhardt.
Yeah, and we'll let you go ahead and discuss this after Lyons gets this play ran right here.
3 wide receivers on the left-hand side. Showalter will keep it on the quarterback sneak. He lost the football, and southeast of Saline will have a takeaway, it appears, as we will flip it and go the other way. A fumble for Lyons, and southeast of Saline will have it at their own 42-yard line. Second turnover of the game for Lyons. The first fumble, along with an interception.
Yeah, and the recovery right there looked like to be James Friesen coming up with that, playing very well as he comes in. We saw him made a few great tackles. And Devin, go ahead and continue that thought on the coaching here at southeast of Saline.
Mitch Gebhardt came into this game at southeast of Saline 99-38. If you go ahead and take this one to the end of the game and southeast of Saline remains victorious, that will be his 100th victory, leading the Trojans here at southeast of Saline. We'll have a little presentation for Coach Gebhardt after he addresses his team after the game. We'll try to capture that on live stream video on SalinaPost.com. And Coach Gebhardt knows nothing about this, I think. people that were in the know, I think, did a good job of keeping it a secret.
Yeah, and right there, Gannon Jacobson with a little fake handoff run up the middle for about 16 yards.
So Jacobson gets a first down. Now Marion Holub will get his first carry of the day, and he loses one. So back to the 46 goes Southeast of Saline.
Try to get some of these offensive linemen who are in the game, probably a lot that were on defense. Zach Klinda in there is now this stream getting ready to go fast.
Second down and 11 after that 1 yard loss. Here is Jacobson again running behind that line. The second level, Gannon Jacobson inside the 30, inside the 20. Pyle still moving, and he's down to the 17-yard line. Gannon Jacobson, a gain of 29 yards.
And just a sophomore, but man, I see a lot of Daniel Carrot in this young man, the way they run the offense, the way they run the football. The only difference being right now, one's left-handed, one's right-handed.
Jacobson now down inside the 20 in the Can-Equip red zone. Drops the football, and he's going to be tackled back outside of the 25-yard line at about the 27. So that will be a loss of about 7 yards.
It's a tough snap right there of unable to handle, a little timing being thrown off. Got some other offensive linemen in. It looks like senior Trayton Olson as well. Drew Weller in there.
Here's the fake to Hopkins. Jacobson now onto the second level again. He's going to take this all the way down to the 10. So big carry there by Gannon Jacobson. That one goes for 17 yards.
And big shout out right there to Zach Klinda pulling around from that left tackle spot, leading the way. Great kick out block to allow Jacobson to turn that one back up the middle.
Already 4 carries for Gannon Jacobson, 53 yards. Here's a Marion Holub. He's going to jab step from right to left and get it into the end zone. 11-yard touchdown for Marion Holub, and he is going to score his first touchdown of the season.
And just another one out of that real talented sophomore class, just loaded in there with talent. So Coach Gebhardt in good hands to continue on this winning ways for well after this year with these younger guys, but a lot of season left to go here for Southeast of Saline, as it looks like they're going to bring Wyatt Boyd in for another extra point attempt.
Nathan Weller out there, the senior center, greeting all the guys that came off of the field after that touchdown. The extra point kick, this time against the wind, is up and good. And Wyatt Boyd continues to be perfect in the kicking game. Now 4 of 4 on extra points. Touchdown for Southeast of Saline, 60-7. A 30-second timeout. Back with more Trojan football after this on KINA.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Saline Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Saline Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Saline Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salineortho.com.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
60-7, Southeast of Saline. That Marshall Motor scoring drive for Southeast of Saline, set up by a fumble recovery. It's the second turnover for Lyons. And 60-7 now is our score. An 11-yard touchdown run by Amarion Holub.
Their update here from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. End of 3, Chapman 20, Heston 19.
Wow, sounds like a good one. It's a kickoff by Wyatt Boyd. Going to be picked up by Lyons. Return man dodges a couple of Southeast of Saline defenders on the cut. Balls out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah.
So Lyons will come out here. Russ running clock. Still 6:10 left to go here in this game.
Yeah, and you mentioned Gebhardt 99 and 38 coming into this game, but there's only been one man that has called all 100 of those wins for Southeast of Saline, and that would be you, Devin Haney. I know your dedication to this team, this school, is second to none. So congratulations to you as well. You've seen them all, you've witnessed them all. You and Gebhardt have been together since just about all of it. So
as I told Mitch coming into this season, it's a little strange to say, but I've been with him longer than my wife. So it is. I've seen them all, and it's been entertaining. I'm lucky to do what I do, and also thank you for your help as well. Here is Deacon Showalter now bobbling the shotgun snap. Now he's in trouble, trying to get away from this Southeast of Saline defense, and he cannot. It is once again in the backfield, Zach Klenda with a big loss of 4 yards on the quarterback sack.
And I noticed after they got that recovery for a fumble, when they came over to the side, the ones that still weren't out there on offense, the coaches were right there with all of them, coaching them up. You never stop coaching. It's 60-7, yes, but you got to teach these younger guys when they get into these games that they're expected to do the same as well.
Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 14. Under 5 minutes to play in this one. Showalter, 4 wide receivers on the left. He dropped the football. Southeast of Saline comes crumbling in. Again, Klenda, one of the first guys in there from that nose tackle spot. Also coming in was Ian Nicholson, a junior. But Showalter able to get that football back in his hands, though he did lose another 4 yards.
And good to see Zach Klenda in there making big plays, a senior on this team that has been with this team since he has been a freshman. He was part of that class. He got recognized before, maybe didn't see the playing time, as some of the other guys, but coming in and continuing to play well, and a great job by Zach Klenda, especially on these last couple drives.
3rd down and 18 for Southeast of Saline's defense here. Lions trying to pick it up 3rd and long. 3 wide receivers off to the left-hand side. Here comes the blitz again. Southeast of Saline crumbling in. And again, it is a big tackle into the backfield by Zach Klenda. All the way back inside the 15-yard line. At the 14-yard line, it's a loss of 6.
Yeah, back-to-back sacks right there by Zach Klenda. Really, I think that coaching staff may have gotten something into this defensive line for these second guys that have come in. As this drive, last one with a turnover, this one 4th and 3/4 of the football field here to get a 1st down.
60-7, Southeast of Saline. A couple of guys back deep here for the Trojans. Here's the punt. Tiernan Potachik's going to pick it up at about the 45-yard line, and by the time he gets custody of that football, he is going to be tackled and taken down. So Potachik there hanging onto the football as he picked it up. And Southeast of Saline will have a short field in front of them at the 43-yard line. Clock continuing to melt.
It looks like we got maybe another change here at quarterback.
Tiernan Potachik will stay in there at quarterback. Also running on some extra guys here. Ian Nicholson will come on.
Looks like Levon Hopkins in the backfield.
Jared Friesen, a freshman lineman, onto the field. As you said, Levon Hopkins out there as well. 1st down and 10 for Southeast of Saline. The give is to Hopkins. He is into the 2nd level. Inside of the 35 by a football. It's going to be a gain of 8 by Levon Hopkins.
Hopkins, a freshman coming in, 162 pounds. You keep him in this program and get him bigger. He runs. He's light on his feet. I've noticed that in warm-ups and maybe one other game he has got in, but runs the football hard as well.
Also in there is Lyric Lilly, a freshman. He's playing that slot formation. Here's Potachik faking the end around. Tiernan is loose inside the 30. Takes on a Lions defender there at the 27-yard line. And a gain of 8 by Tiernan Potachik.
And maybe that's something that when you've been around a certain coach for a long time, that he saw contact coming and right away put 2 arms over the football knowing he was going to get hit. A great job right there of just the small things that you can do.
Jaden Kloster comes into the game. Baby Trojans running everywhere right now. 1st down and 10. Potocik hands it off to Hopkins. Hopkins inside the 25, inside the 20, and taking the pile to the 17.5-yard line.
LaVon Hopkins on the carry.
So LaVon Hopkins gets 11 yards. Southeast of Saline continues to move it. 44 seconds left on the clock.
Now you got Ian Nicholson coming out, Garrett Kuhn coming into the game at the offensive line position.
Okay. Potocik still remains in at quarterback. He's the third Southeast of Saline quarterback to play in this game. Potocik fakes the handoff. Now he is going straight up the middle. He'll flirt with the 15, brought down at the 16. Gain of a yard on the play. Can stick with us after the game. We will go over some post-game things, and then we'll come back and have a presentation of Mitch Gebhardt, his 100th win here at Southeast of Saline. And it comes on a 60-7 victory over the Lyons. It is Coach Gebhardt's 100th win against just 38 losses.
Hold on.
And this may not be the end of the game. Did Lyons call a timeout?
No, but I think now they are waving it off and the game is over.
You would think that would be the popular decision as a 60-7 final score. Russ, I'll have you kind of stick here with me. We'll have a chance here for Mitch Gebhardt to address his team and talk to them, and then we will also be joined by public address announcer Mike Gerritsen in the stadium. We'll carry what he has to say in this presentation for Coach Gebhardt here on KINA and also on the live stream video available on SalinaPost.com. But a good victory here for Southeast of Saline. It's kind of what we expected, I think. Southeast comes in not looking ahead to next week in the Ellsworth game. Potentially could be for a league title and also a district championship. But a 60-7 score in favor of Southeast of Saline tonight that was dominant in the first half. And they take care of business now, moving to 7-0 on the season. And now they're looking around the corner at potentially a 7-0 Ellsworth squad.
Yeah, and the last update, Ellsworth was up in that game 21-0. You haven't seen anything yet. But you go through some of these drives right here. You start the game with a 3-play drive, touchdown, 4-play drive, 3 first downs, the 4th play being a touchdown, 4-play drive, 3 first downs and a touchdown, 2-play drive, touchdown, 2-play drive. You get where I'm going with this here. You got 2 and 3 and 4 plays. They didn't have a drive that was over 4 plays long until the second to last drive on that last touchdown by Hollum. Everything else was under 4 plays for this starting unit. And you talked about it. This starting unit had the ball for just a little over 5 minutes and had 47 points in that first half. So a great overall performance by this Southeast team. You never want to look past an opponent. And I don't believe that this Southeast team did. The way this game came out and got finished 60-7, as Mitch Gebhardt and the coaching staff down there addressing the team, I'm sure talking to them about, yeah, we got the win, but here's what we need to work on, knowing just the short 3 years that I've been around him.
Okay, we're awaiting Coach Mitch Gebhardt and the presentation of, I assume it's a banner or something like that. I think that's what we were looking at there, and it's the 100th win in his really excellent coaching career. When you look at what has gone on at Southeast of Saline, Pat Haxton, who won the state title in 2005, leading Southeast of Saline to a state title in Class 3A. Pat left Southeast of Saline, I believe, with 68 career wins. And when you look at total number of wins and also winning percentage at Southeast of Saline, Mitch Gebhardt is the guy as he gets win number 100 here tonight. And now a presentation on the field as his team is saying the last final words and wrapping up their night here after a 60-7 victory over the Lyons. Lyons, Southeast of Saline, now 7-0 on the season, looking now for a big trip next week into Ellsworth to face the Bearcats.
I'm leaving. I'm so bad at this.
Stick with us here. We are going to join the stadium.
Okay, Trojan fans, direct your attention to the Trojan huddle out there on the football field. Also, any former players, you're certainly welcome to join in, because tonight the Southeast of Saline family would like to recognize head coach Mitch Gebhardt on winning his 100th game as the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. Coach Gebhardt is in his 14th season as head coach of the Trojans, starting in 2010. During his tenure, Coach Gebhardt has led the Trojans to 8 league titles, 10 playoff appearances, and reached the sub-state championship game twice. Coach Gebhardt's record at Southeast of Saline is 138, averaging over 7 wins a season. With the win tonight, Coach Gebhardt is the only 100-win coach in the history of Southeast of Saline football. Thank you, Coach Mitch Gebhardt. We appreciate all your hard work and dedication to the student athletes at SES. You and your staff are great role models for our kids and have had a tremendous impact on their lives. We look forward to celebrating many more victories with Coach Gebhardt and the Trojans in the future. So let's all give head coach Mitch Gebhardt a round of applause for this tremendous accomplishment.
Very good. Mike Garrettson, public address announcer here in the stadium at Steve Fritz Field, recognizing head coach Mitch Gebhardt, who will now get the banner. And he recognized as the winningest coach in Southeast of Saline football history. This is win number 100, the most wins, the highest winning percentage of any Southeast. We'll try to get comments with Mitch Gebhardt here on the field as Russ Kossel will head down. But before that, let's take a break. It is final here. 60-7, the final score. Southeast of Saline moves to 7-0, and you heard it right here on KINA.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Everyone at Vernon Jewelers would like to thank you for coming into the store and celebrating our 139th anniversary. We'd like to remind you the holiday season is not far away. Shop now and get those great holiday gift ideas for that special someone or special occasion. We can custom order and find that unique to you piece, so stop in. Our service shop is ready to serve you and take care of anything you may need from repair to cleaning. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter since 1884.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting Southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Time for the Trojan postgame show on KINA Sports. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan football on KINA.
Back here at Southeast of Saline on the field, Steve Fritz Field, a 60-7 score here for the Southeast of Saline Trojans against the Lyons. And again, a lopsided type of game, especially in the first half for Southeast of Saline. 60-7 the final, but it was 53-0 at halftime. Had a running clock the entire second half. The first half was highlighted by offense, defense, and special teams. Nathan Friesen had 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Wyatt Boyd had an interception, and he returned that for a touchdown. And also, Wyatt on special teams went perfect tonight in point after touchdown kicks. Let's go down on the field. Here is 100 winner Mitch Gebhardt.
Coach, more importantly, the win 60-7. Your thoughts overall on the game first?
I thought we played well the first half. I thought our offense did a good job of moving the football, and I thought our run game was good. I thought Dan threw the ball well, and guys caught the ball pretty well offensively. And I thought our defense. We had a couple times there where I didn't think the defense was maybe as good as we have been, but they stepped up and did a good job. And we got to play the young guys, some of the young guys, all the young guys. We got to play everybody tonight, and that's a pretty cool deal to be able to do that. And they had that good drive where they scored on our guys, but then I thought we stepped up after that and did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was going to bring up. They get scored on, but then they come back out, get the turnover, get a touchdown, and then get a stop right there at the end of the game to force it. So a great job really by that whole unit, really the whole team as a whole. Like you said, you got everybody get rotations and get in the game, guys that don't really see the field a lot. 100 wins here at Southeast. I don't know if you had a clue what was going on tonight or anything, but a great job really in the years you have been here. You've had a great group of guys around you. You got a bunch of former players here tonight that show up, I think, which just shows the respect that they have and this program has for you.
Well, I appreciate it. It takes a lot of people to make this thing work, and my assistant coaches are unreal. I believe this same staff's been together for 9 years, and of the 14 that I've been here, and the other guys that helped out did an outstanding job also. So I've been blessed with those guys, and just the Southeast Sling community and everything they do. It's a great place to be. And my kids are going to go through school all the way through here, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, you talked about it. You've only had one guy that's been with you this whole time, really, since you're 14 years here, and that's the other guy that I get to stand next to every week. So a great job. Congratulations. Enjoy this one. Enjoy that 100. It's a big value, and let's get ready for Ellsworth next week.
Let's get ready for Ellsworth. That's right. Thank you.
Devin.
Thank you very much. Good job, Russ, on the field. Let's go over some final numbers for you. For Southeast of Saline, they didn't do a whole lot in the passing game. They really didn't have to. Daniel Kerr tonight, 3 of 4, throwing the football, had completions of 14, 12, and 25. The 25 and the 12 were both touchdowns. Tucker Thaxton